Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Play Dicely. We're on session 13. We're still in Valambridge, and my lovely group of friends here. Okay, there we go.
No.
I was like, what the heck was that?
But we're all in different places.
You know, it's because I had to log out. Okay, no worries. We can do this quick here. Logan goes down there. That goes like that.
I got this. Unlucky for some.
My name's Abe. Oh no! It's my brother. I cannot find him.
Oh, no.
Okay.
There we go. We are back. I don't even know if I posted in the Discord group yet. I did. Thank you, bot.
Good job, past Teni.
So we're back. It's another week. We're actually live this week. Hello, everybody. And unfortunately, we are down a Rhine. But I don't know if he told you guys this, but he's possibly going to be joining us later. So we'll see if
he's gonna get fired.
Wow.
Hype! Fired hype.
Hype for fire?
Okay.
Yeah, we love fire in this house.
To all the lovely people out there, if the levels are weird or any mics are weird, just let us know. Hopefully we got all this audio stuff figured out before we got started here. And in terms of announcements tonight, I believe we do actually have some.
Oh shit!
What am I supposed to say?
Sorry, I got distracted by picking up my dice palette. Yes, I have an announcement. I officially have graduated proofreading school, and so now I can proofread for you. And I have a Fiverr, and I will make the link happen on Twitter tomorrow. So you can check me out if you want me to proofread stuff. I'm really good at instructions for games, which I feel like is applicable to the TTRPG family. But I can also do other stuff, resumes, boring things, you know. I love it. Hit me up. That's it.
Well, congratulations on that, Christy. That's very exciting.
Thank you.
And I've also got an exciting announcement. And thanks to a lot of the recent people I've been collaborating with, the Dicely D&D YouTube channel is finally over the 200 subscribers mark.
What?
And we're almost at our 1-year anniversary of this channel.
Wow.
Really?
That's not true.
You're
We
lying.
are less
What are
than
you
a month
talking about?
away
No,
from
it's
the
not.
1
Oh, we just started
year.
this yesterday.
No, you are.
What? What do you mean?
That
I mean,
can't be true.
Play Dicely is going to be in May, but the Dicely channel
Yeah.
overall,
It's
Uh-huh.
also
is
weird
November.
to think of.
yeah.
Whoa.
Time
Hey,
What is
guys.
Time's an
time?
Nothing means
illusion.
anything.
What is happening?
Yeah, look how much time you guys wasted on my channel. Ha ha.
Well
I'm-
wasted, I'd say.
Uh-huh.
I'm also going to lower my audio a bit because I feel like I'm a little loud, but stream, help me out here. Anyway, but yeah, so we're over 200 subscribers on the YouTube channel, and I feel like I want to do something special. And I've been meaning to do a giveaway. Originally, I was going to do that on Twitter, but I'm gonna figure this out for YouTube, and it'll probably be something along the lines of like, get somebody else to subscribe, and you can be submitted into a draw. And I'm thinking with the new Fizban's Treasury of Dragons coming out, maybe it'll be for something like that for anybody who's wanting that new book on dragons and stuff.
I don't know what
So-
that
Ooh,
is,
fun.
but it sounds cool.
Yeah,
I love
it's
dragons.
it's a book of
Is
all
it
the
a-
dragon D&D
a
stuff that
glossary of
they're
all the dragons I can be best friends with.
pretty much.
Maybe.
I mean, the UA that Anthony's playing for Dracul, this is the finalized version this book is going to contain. Whether it's better or not, we'll decide when it comes out. Anthony, you can keep playing the UA for
We shall
consistency's
see.
sake. But yeah, we'll figure that out when it happens. But yeah, so super exciting. Well, I'll figure that out and I'll announce that on the YouTube channel. So if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, go on over there. How do I social media? Oh no, I forgot. So we are up on the Twitch channel, right?
Yep.
Okay, because for some reason my OBS is requiring me to log in to use the chat. So that's fun. No, I don't want to sign up. I want to log in. Let me into my channel, damn it. This is great. Great content. Always.
It's like that behind the scenes stuff that people
Yeah.
like, right?
Yeah.
I feel
You
like I
don't get
might do
this
too much
with
of
those
that.
channels that haven't figured out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
screw
those
them.
channels that I haven't figured out. Oh boy. All right, one moment as I put in my codes that I need to activate. Okay, well that wasn't too bad. Good. Now I can access chat. Okay, let's send that shit. Yes, there we go.
Send it.
Send it.
Send it.
Wow.
Thanks, guys.
Anytime.
We got one
we got
brain
you.
cell between the 5 of us tonight, alright? So let's make use of it.
All right. Perhaps we should get on with this thing before we all go crazy.
Too late.
Yeah,
Oh, is it?
that ship might have sailed.
All right. So, then let's get on with it then. In our last session, the party ended up in Valambridge. You guys were given a day to yourselves while Captain Jennett followed up on that reference of heroic duty that you guys had talked about. And with your day off, you decided to go and have a fancy brunch. So you went over to the Midnight Oil after setting yourselves up with your living situation while you were in the city. You got to experience some fancy foods. And while you were at brunch, you had the chance to brainstorm your guys' name for your group. And you ended up landing on the Seekers of Sicromund. And bit of a lore thing, but Sicromund being the continent that you guys are currently on. Afterwards, you all headed to the library of the Bardic College, only to find that the place was very empty. A helpful receptionist named Ulumfa told you that the libraries are temporarily closed due to the surge in crime within the city. You also learned that the library was infested with spirits, and so you guys took it upon yourselves to offer your services. You went into the library, fought off the ghosts and the will-o'-the-wisps, and found these books of grief that were summoning them. Figuring out this puzzle, you dispelled the summoning books, and you saved the paper drake familiar of Ulumfa named Papar. After you had finished doing that, you ended up going to seek out some clerics due to Abe and Azaria both experiencing magical aging during the fight with the ghosts. And with the reward of gold that you'd been given, only one of them could be greater restored. And though reluctant, it was Abe who had ended up being the one that received that greater restoration. And with the heavy day almost past, you all returned to the inn named Dingerhausen's, where you've decided to set up your stay. So, we had left with you all sitting at a table and kind of having a last word of the day. Afterwards, did you guys just want to have a long rest, or were there any other interactions you wanted to have while you were still up?
I would like to sleep.
Yeah, I'm exhausted.
I would love to sleep.
I think Drac would say a prayer to the Stock and kind of ask for guidance on what to do, and then in that prayer he can't do it yet, but he just says like a quiet prayer to his brother as well, just telling him to hold on for a little bit longer. Little brother's on the way.
And Gideon makes off for D&R Solutions, where he had decided he was going to be staying. Before he leaves, he tells you all, after everything that happened today, I'm probably going to take a little time to process what went down. So if you need me, you'll know where to find me. But I'm probably going to be sticking around the D&R Solutions tomorrow and maybe learning a bit more.
Time
Okay.
you need, friend.
Actually, Gideon, I really think that you should come with us. You know, I just don't think.
He vanishes in a puff of smoke, so I don't have to deal with this bullshit.
Guys, my magic! My magic! Thanks!
So Gideon makes off for DNR Solutions, taking Hildy in the carriage with him. He also tells you guys that he's going to get the bug carcass appraised.
Cool.
Oh.
I'm keeping the crest of Silvermaw with me.
He's gonna sell it if he takes it by himself.
I don't trust like that.
Even with me controlling Gideon, he's like, I still can't trust Gideon. Well, so you all head to your rooms. The Dingerhausens I hadn't really described terribly in the last episode, but it's this rustic and very high-ceilinged wooden building. And in comparison to the Midnight Oil, where you had all been yesterday, there was a small circular stage where like a single performer could perform. This one has like a huge stage. And currently there are like a few chairs set up, like music stands, and there's like a small group of what probably is like students who are just kind of jamming on the stage with different instruments like lyres, harp, percussion, and they're just kind of jamming it out. They're nothing too loud or too raucous, but they are clearly trained students. But even with that, you all head to bed. There's like two wings that branch off from this main room, and you've all got rooms down the same wing. Individual rooms too, I believe, right?
I think that's what you told us.
I don't
Okay.
think we specified. It was.
I think, yeah, it was individual.
So you all got individual rooms. That's all good.
Because it was 4 gold each for a 10-day.
Yes. All right. So, if while you're here in your stay, you all have your keys. If there are items that you don't want to be dragging around with you, be sure to like keep track of your own items and stuff like that. And you all settle in for a long rest. During the long rest, Abe, another of these visions come to you. These dreams. And it's similar to the one that you would experience the night that you got woken up in Grassfire. But it seems a bit more detail is coming through. And you remember nothingness, and then suddenly feeling at least somewhat, and crawling your way out of this pit, the pool, and just being surrounded by many people in this dark place. There's this giant stone crystal as you look back, and it looks like you've crawled out of this pool. And this giant crystal is the only light source here, and it is dimly glowing. There are thousands of people here. This memory fades to black, and you come back in, and you're in a very beautiful wooded landscape. And looking up, there's this tall, not quite a mountain, not quite a hill. It's something in between. And climbing up it is this city of gold and white. And the sky is split down the middle of night and day. And it's like the sky is somehow existing both night and day at the same time. It is a very weird phenomenon to look at. And you feel the presence of Malden. This anger. And you feel the imagery come to your mind of a cage. And you get the sense that there was this anger is due to you escaping some sort of confinement, maybe? whatever this metaphorical cage might be, however you've interacted with it, Malden is very displeased. But you find yourself sitting on this stone and chiseling into your own chest this symbol of this axe. The one that you currently know that you have. And you feel that anger subside. But you also get the sense that with this, it's like you're at the end of a rope. You have had many opportunities, and this might very well be your last one. Once again, the memory goes black and comes back in. You've experienced this one before. You're in that valley again, where this battle is happening. There is a line of mountains to your north and to your south. And in the sky, there are dragons flying about and machinery that is also flying, not quite as elegantly as dragons, but they are in combat. And you are amongst more Argon folk being led by who you now recognize as the memory has become a bit more open to you. That hawk call once again happens as you look at this individual. And you recognize now that this is Fruce from Starcross. And far off in the distance, you hadn't been able to see this far last time, but there is a great city that sits between where the two mountain ranges meet. And from that city, a huge dragon erupts. A silhouette dark in the sky. And it's like its body is dripping with magma and it's webbed across it. And it streaks across the sky. And then a loud noise above, and a red dragon is falling from the sky, almost going to land on Fruce. And that is when you dive in and push him out of the way. And the memory goes dark. And you find yourselves the long rest, uneventful, and you all wake up in the Dingerhassen's Inn.
Teni, I simply cannot with your music choice. So funny. And so you're just Dingerhassen.
Good morning. Well, I slept really well.
Yeah. I feel like even though we got the shit kicked out of us yesterday, that I'm just in great spirits. Yeah, you know?
Poor choice of words.
Yeah, let's not talk about spirits for a little while.
True. Well, now I don't feel great anymore, so how was everyone's sleep?
Uneventful?
Mine?
I slept well, thank you. Azaria, how are you feeling? And really, please, tell the truth. We care about you.
Honestly, I think after some rest, pretty fine.
That's
I do
good.
wonder what would have happened in those 70-odd years that just, zipped on by.
We could still find another way to restore you.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's, not something I'm worried about, though, right now. I think there's, some more pressing things at hand.
As you all come out into the main room, you sit around a table and you're brought your breakfast. They're serving hash browns and eggs, and the eggs are sprinkled with cheese that is melted on it, and cinnamon raisin toast. Who came up with this?
Yum!
Wow, you're actually making my favorite breakfast.
Yeah, it
This is
sounds freaking amazing.
Must be nice.
Stop! You're making me so sad.
We're 20 minutes into this, I'm already sad.
Yeah.
Babe, I drew you this picture just because I wanted you to have something to look at while we ate, because it's making me feel really sad that you can't have part of the experience. This is the forest that I grew up in. I don't know, you haven't been there, I don't think, but it's pretty. This is the waterfall that I like to read by. Here you go. So just put that up in front of the eggs, and that way.
It is very nice. Thank you. I will fold it up and put it in the same pocket that the orange flag is in.
So, friends, what's the plan for today?
Well, the library is free of ghosts now. We might be able to go back and actually try to get that research done.
That would be nice.
We also, I think I made it so we have to go talk to Captain Janet. Unfortunately, we can at least just check it. We don't have to actually do anything, although it does seem like whatever this crime wave is affecting the people at the university too, because like, no one was out and there's some assassin walking around, so
It does seem to be more than just petty crime. It probably is worth looking into.
yeah. Or at least I would like someone to be a bit more specific about what it is that's happening, because they keep just saying crime.
Mm-hmm.
That could be a murder, could be, I don't know, mugging, I guess.
I'm more concerned for the people who just have to stand outside for days on end.
Yeah, that was the other reason why I wanted to get it figured out as well. Yeah.
Okay. So should we start our day by talking to Captain Janet?
Guess so.
Sure.
So you all leave Dingerhassens then, and as you step out onto the main street that runs through Valambridge, as you step outside, the previously clean street is just people swarmed everywhere. It's already busy as beyond belief, but the smell of smoke is light on the air.
Denny, did you burn down the library?
I swear to God, Denny.
I'm gonna be so mad at you.
You nerds never get to read a book.
Can I see your Exodia cards?
You'll make an interesting world if you don't want us to investigate it, dude. God
Where's
damn
the
it.
smoke coming from?
Yeah. Where is the smoke coming from?
Does it smell like someone's house is burning down, or does it smell like a barbecue? Do we
There's
just have
just
more
a-
delicious food today?
There's just a block party happening, actually. Everyone's celebrating. It's really good.
Azaria, with the very specific question, it doesn't smell like a barbecue.
Oh, where's the smoke coming from?
It's hard to smell the direction of smoke.
Can I look
Do the
for a
people-
source?
So the smell of smoke lingers, but you don't see any smoke in the air.
Can we see the library from here?
Yes, you can see the
And it's
library.
not
and
on fire.
It doesn't seem that there is any smoke with the Arcana Institute. There's no burned buildings up there.
I
Can I-
suddenly don't care about this smoke.
Can I just grab someone
Duh.
who's running past and ask them what's up?
Yeah, I was like, do people look panicked or?
Nell, as you grab somebody, and sorry, what is it you're asking?
Well, yeah, I want to follow up on what Ria said, though. Do they look panicked, or is everyone just chilling?
Okay, leading up with that, it seems most of the people are just kind of like going about their day, but they're also like not looking at each other really.
Okay, yeah.
Like everybody's just kind of keeping to themselves.
Like downtown Toronto. Cool, got you.
Yeah.
You're gonna fucking interact with me. Yeah, I'll grab someone and just say, hi, so sorry. We are from out of town. I'm sure you could probably tell. We were just wondering what the smoke is. What's going on? The smell.
The moment you stopped this individual, they like immediately became like defensive and a bit scared.
Oh.
But as you kept talking, they like, okay. Sorry, what did you say?
Just curious. We're from out of town. Just curious what the smoke smell is and what's going on here.
Oh, a few houses in the in the frig, if I could only remember the name of my own districts.
Apple.
Apple.
Yes, it was
Busker.
Appletown
Busker.
district. In the a few buildings in the Appletown district last night went up in flames. Some folks said that a creature made of fire got out and started causing some mayhem, but it seems to be contained now.
I look to Nella. I'm like, did you open any doors yesterday?
No! No, I did not. Yeah. Cool. Well, I had other questions, but I have to go. And I just walk away.
Well, I gotta go too. Bye.
Okay.
I've actually just started walking towards Appletown. So I gotta go.
Are we going to Appletown, or is it still better to go talk to the guard?
Probably the guard.
No?
No, come
Wait
back.
up.
Mm,
Wait.
I don't know what's going on anymore.
We should talk to the guards. I'm sure they know something about this fire. And
They'll
I
know more.
Nell, I put my hand on your shoulder. Nell,
Yeah.
I know you're very excited to help people, and I love that.
Yes, that is what was motivating me just now.
I know
Helping.
you're also very excited to get to the library, which, a step along the way, is seemingly helping people.
Right. I definitely was walking towards the library just now.
No, you're walking towards the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Let's go to the guard first. I'm sure they know something, and then we'll go from there.
Mm-hmm.
So
Fucking fire bullshit. I'm just like muttering as we're walking.
So you make your way north on the main road through Busker Valley, the Busker Valley district, and you come across that same short, unimpressive but fortified rectangular building. And there are a couple of guards stationed outside. What is your business here today?
Hello. We have a meeting with Captain Janet.
They look at each other. They do they quickly toss a few words back and forth. I believe it's Drac that has the ability to read lips.
Yes, I can read lips.
Yeah. You're able to see that they're just like, do we have any appointments here this morning? Yeah, I think there was. Captain Janet was expecting some people to come in, so this is probably them. They both like eye you all up, and then they look at Elowin quizzically, and then they're like,
I'll just step
Yeah.
in front of her.
"Yeah, go on in. She should be expecting you."
You.
Kind of weird to look at a little girl, don't you think?
Just
I
leave
don't-
it.
I don't say that. I don't say
Jeez. You are slappy.
So the guards just let you walk on by. The door is not locked. And you all step into this not terribly large, but big enough for a few guards, and there's a hallway that goes back to some jail cells, and there's just right inside the door there is that main desk where Captain Janet is still once again doing more paperwork.
She needs an assistant.
Good morning. Yes, I see you've come back.
Well, yeah, I thought we had an appointment.
Yes.
Pull out
But,
the
you know, some
reference.
people might just walk out on it, especially when faced with justice duties and such. But I followed you up on your reference, and Arturian Knight Leo Belotri has vouched for you in your deeds at the railroad. So, yeah, you seem to at least be able to handle yourselves. So, you still want to be involved?
Oh, We do have another reference too. I think I have it actually. It's in my journal. Here you go. We killed a bunch of ghosts yesterday. This is a reference from the delightful woman who sits at the front counter, whose
Yulampha.
name is Yulampha.
Well, hopefully we shouldn't have to deal with any ghosts with the crimes going on, but that's good to know that you're capable of even handling that. Okay. So, I suppose I should fill you in then. You're still wanting the job, yes?
Does
I'll
it
look at
pay
everyone
well?
else. Yeah.
We can discuss payment at a later point. I don't really have the resources allocated for this. This is completely unexpected, but if payment is required, we can arrange that.
Cool.
Very
And
well.
then yeah, I'll just look to make sure everyone's like actually on board before we agree to this, because I don't want to sign anyone up for it.
Team huddle first?
Our first team huddle. Yes, let's.
Dallas hates it so much.
No, it's like, I'm just still grumpy.
Just get down on my knees. So
I hate you. I'm leaving.
We're a team.
I scoop Elowen up so that her legs are tight.
Eldritch blast you in the face.
Okay.
Why do you not just pretend to be a gnome? They're also quite short.
Still look like a kid.
Right, so.
I think it's worth figuring out what's going on in here. It
At the
seems
very
like it's
least.
affecting
Everything.
everything. I think it's worth figuring it out.
I agree. And, at the very least, we find out what they're dealing with, and we can just be like, oh, no thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not like we're gonna sign a year-long contract or anything with them.
What is a contract?
It's a Wilder thing.
No,
You don't have contracts here?
contracts are a thing. Just maybe
Not
not.
in my home.
Yeah, maybe not in Drax.
Hmm.
Like an agreement to do something for
Oh,
set
okay.
terms.
Contract. Understood. Thank you.
Okay. Everyone's in?
I think so.
Hear it first, and then we
So-
decide. Spin around.
Yes. What's going on?
Well, so the intel that we've been able to gather, which frankly hasn't been much because our guards have just been running around trying to clean up all the issues that have been arising, but the basics of what we seem to have found out are that there are 3 gangs that are operating within the city currently, and we don't know which gangs they are. So, that being said, the city did originally have its own thieves' den, but they don't seem to be wrapped up in the current crime sprees, so they might be laying low. These 3 other gangs, however, seem to have carved up the city by district, so each group has kind of taken up residence in each of the 3 areas. And there are occasional skirmishes on the dividing borders, but they're not really encroaching on each other's territory, so it seems. If we can pinpoint, this is our hypothesis, if we can pinpoint who's leading each of these 3 gangs and get them either arrested or dealt with in some other fashion, and we can discuss what that means shortly, but that might help disperse the groups without their leadership. Do you have any questions for me?
Do you have names of these gangs?
No, that's part of the issue. We do not know their identities. We only recognize that there are 3 different factions at play.
Okay. Well, maybe you could call the ones in Appletown the Bad Apples. I don't know about the other 2.
Let's get started.
I think so.
When did this all start, all this crime?
It was within the last 10 day. I think it was
Oh.
earlier in the week. It hasn't been too long, maybe about 4 or 5 days.
And 3 gangs all set up in 4 days ago and are causing this much trouble?
And they all seem to show up at the same time as well.
So, is it assumed that they are not from Valambridge originally?
My suspicion is no.
Okay.
Have you seen any sort of iconography or symbols that were not previously present in your city?
For the most part, it seems to be colors.
Okay, that is a start.
Yeah. There's essentially a group that seems to keep up with some semblance of red, blue, and yellow, respectively, in their outfits.
And do you know, is red an apple? You don't. No?
Well, I don't know how this helped the case, but the folks who seem to have something red on them are in Appletown, blue are in Busker Valley, and yellow are in Scribe Hill District.
That's exactly how I was imagining it would play out, because red for apple, yellow for parchment, blue because it's leftover.
So do you think the red group might actually be a faction that's from Valambridge?
No, I just assumed that's how they would break up into the districts.
Right.
There are patterns in everything, Captain.
And what exact kind of crime has been going on? We noticed the smell of smoke in the air this morning. Is
Yes.
that common?
Nothing quite so extreme, but the crimes seem to be ramping up in types. But as far as what has been happening, it seems a lot of more subtle crimes have been happening in Appletown, like the occasional person unfortunately dead in an alleyway. So there seems to be like some murders going on, though like some sabotagings, grifting, shadier work. Whereas Busker Valley seems to be a bit more blunt. People getting mugged, thefts, pickpockets. And then with the Scribe Hill district, most of the people who are reporting crimes seem to be wealthy people who are getting robbed.
We can add one more to crimes or things going on in Scribe Hill. I don't know if Lympha actually talked to you at all about what happened in the library yesterday, or I know that some of your guards were there while we were in the library itself, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we did get a report because she'd mentioned a few days ago that there were ghosts in, and then I did receive the report back that apparently some people were in there dealing with them.
Yes. What we found out after the fact from what Olympia herself saw and what her son saw, her familiar, was that there was a figure that was seen in the library in the area that the objects that summoned the ghosts were left, and that whoever it was, they had a very threatening aura and gait to them. The best I can describe it is it felt like they were an assassin, essentially. So
maybe it's the leader for whoever's leading the people in the Appletown district.
yeah.
Well, otherwise, we have an additional assassin to worry about. That's great.
And then I'm just curious about how a creature made of fire lines up with the subtle things happening in Appletown.
I have no idea. The patterns are breaking. things are ramping up, as I said, so they might start doing more unpredictable crimes, but the sooner we can wrap this up, the better. And the benefit of having you all as a part of this is, as mercenaries, essentially, you won't be visibly associated with the guard.
Right. Another question I had was just if the guards at the gate the previous few days where these people came in, do they remember any large groups of people coming in or anything that seemed strange?
I mean, it's not unpredictable for this time for people to start streaming in, because Heroes Fest is supposed to be next week. But with all the crime ramping up, that might not even happen.
Okay.
So, I mean, there have been groups of people, but we'd been expecting that.
All right. Well, that's all the questions I have.
All right. By the way, how am I supposed to refer to you? I'm Captain Janet, as you already know. And to give a recap as to like this lady's appearance, she is an older human woman, and she's got like long curly red hair, green eyes, and she's just got this like almost permanent like scowl. Like she's just had so much paperwork to do, and she is in a constant state of rough and ready to attack.
We are the Seekers of Sicromund.
Seekers of Sicromund. All right, I'll put that in the notes. And
I just thought of a catchphrase for us guys. Feel free to call on us whenever you have an SOS.
There it
Bitch!
is.
Boom, nailed it. What do you think, Janet? Catchy?
No, please.
I'm not the artistic type. I'm not here to judge. In fact, I don't think I could. Sounds good enough. Get straight to the point.
Take it.
Okay. We can go try to take a look at these things. Sorry, Abe, if you have a question.
Are there rules of engagement we should be aware of?
Good question.
Things will likely get unpleasant.
Try not to kill anybody. In fact, and she goes behind the counter and she gets out 5 sets of manacles. If there's anybody in particular that needs apprehending, apprehend them with these. Do not kill them, and we'll hold them for questioning. But again,
What if they're not a person? What if like a monster is leading one of these gangs? Like, what's the rules there?
if it's smart enough to lead, it's smart enough to answer questions.
That's fair.
If it's
Style.
a terrible danger, well, trust your judgment. Like, burn down an entire block. Terrible.
Was that creature destroyed?
The creature was handled, yeah. The thankfully some members of the Arcanet Institute, we do have some members of their police force in the city, so they were able to get involved with that situation and deal with, I think they said it was an elemental.
Arcanet has a police force?
Yes.
Interesting. Cool.
I don't know too much about it, but there's like two halves of that faction. The library people and the mages, essentially. All right. Well, so yes, don't kill anybody. Apprehend where you can. If it ends up being deemed that you've stepped out of line, there might be further action. We will not be tolerating any vigilante crime spree solving. So stay within the common sense of the law. Oh dear, where are my notes here? I do have more gear that I can give you as well. So she also, in addition to the manacles, gives you guys a grappling hook with 50 feet of rope, a healer's kit, and are there any more questions? Because otherwise I can give you some leads.
Oh, yes,
Leads
please.
would be great.
All right. So the way I see it, there are kind of two routes. Again, as mercenaries, you can kind of get yourself caught up in situations, so as it were. If you spend enough time in any of the districts, you'll likely end up encountering one of these gangs. So if you can track down criminal activity while you're out and about and just stop crime, that's fine. Again, just stay within the limits of the law. If you can capture somebody and interrogate them to learn more, even better. Otherwise, there is, as I previously mentioned, there is another thieves guild that operates within the city, and we do have a mole within their midst. They might be able to arrange a talk with them, because as the Cowl and Crew gang, as they're known, they haven't been getting involved with these crime sprees, so we are under the suspicion that they might be waiting for these gangs to leave as well. So if we can help them help us, it might, oddly enough, be to our advantage.
You have the name of your contact in the Thieves Guild?
For their safety, I don't think I should give that to you. But I can arrange with them to kind of meet up with you and take you there if that's the route you want to go.
Yeah, it sounds interesting.
Sounds
Okay.
useful.
Yeah.
Well, any further questions?
Are you gonna want like regular check-ins or?
You know what? That is a fair point. If we're going the route with you going to visit the Thieves Guild, we should probably find some sort of form of keeping in touch, because it's probably not going to be good if anybody sees you constantly coming into the office here. Do any of you have any magic of any sort?
No.
I have some magic.
Able for communication?
Not for... No.
All right, it might be letters. We can find drop-off point. Do you have... Where are you staying?
Dingerhassens.
Dingerhassens.
All right, I can have a guard go there and speak with the inn owner, and we can leave letters with them, and we'll have somebody check in and see if you've left anything for us.
That makes sense.
And we will leave our own messages there as well.
Sounds good.
Great. With that being said, if you need to prepare yourselves, go ahead and do whatever it is you need to do, and come back and let me know when you'd like to meet up with the contact.
Okay.
Or should we leave you a letter at the inn?
With how time sensitive this one might be, it's probably better to just come to me now. But after this one, we'll start this letter system.
Okie dokie.
Very well. Right. Unless you're just ready to go now.
I mean, I don't need to get anything from the end.
I don't either. It's just now that we're about to begin this, I do feel perhaps I stand out like a bit of a sore thumb, wearing a tunic of a group known for doing good. So I'm thinking I might need to get some. I mean, I can't do anything about my height or my appearance. I'm thinking I should maybe get like something to kind of cover up my armor.
If you just put it inside out.
It's still pretty bright. I was thinking of just getting some like brown clothing or something to wear. Just some like simple like peasant scarf or something.
Yeah, we could do that first and then come back.
All right. Well, I'll probably still be here doing paperwork.
Hmm.
You should get like an assistant or something to help you. It just seems like there's a lot on your plate.
I had one. They're out on the field now.
I suppose that makes sense.
Yep. Anyway, close the door on your way out. I'll be here when you're ready.
Okay.
Right. So, since we're going on a bit of a preparation thing, beyond Christie's tunic situation, is there anything else anybody wanted to get beforehand? Anything that they might think of? Because the city has quite a lot of stores.
Oh, yes, indeed. Sir, I want a freaking bag of holding. Or
Have that much money? What?
I don't know how much
I
they
don't.
are. I'm from a small town. I don't know shit. I just want to know what my options are.
Girl.
Just
Abe would
curious.
like to get clothes.
Yeah. Abe, can we go shopping? I'll help.
Hmm.
I'd like to find if there's like a nice art store that I can try to sell this glass swan at.
That makes sense.
before
I was like,
break
I don't
it.
know if that's like the greatest idea to buy some art right now. Or are you gonna so confused?
I just like really want to carry a painting on my back.
Oh, I see. You are trying to make yourself a target. You're just carrying a really nice painting in the hopes that you'll get robbed.
Oh, that actually, that's
I
not
see,
that's
I
not
see.
a bad idea, but no.
Okay.
Maybe if you're trying to sell something, you should wait for Gideon so he can do his haggling thing.
Well, that's true. Gideon is good. at
Right.
talking.
We could just leave it in the inn for now and we can deal with that later as well. Is there no situation where we go to the library before we start doing all this?
I would also like to do that.
I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. That's what I want more than anything. I also just don't think it's realistic. I just think if we know that there's stuff going on, it's ramping up and things are getting worse and getting more dangerous for people to the point that this like festival might be canceled. I don't think I can concentrate on reading during that as much as I desperately want to, you know.
I suppose you're right.
Understand.
The
Like-
books there. The books will be there later.
Or so help
Hopefully.
me God, I will rip this
Or
world
I
in
swear
half
to God, Teni.
if those books are fucking there. Excuse my mind.
Okay, why don't we just go get your tunic then and then we can go back.
I probably can't do undercover things, right, guys?
Do you want me to go get your tunic?
No, I mean I should get the tunic. I'm just thinking, like, if you were to see me on the street, what would you think?
I mean, how diverse are the people here?
The city is actually quite a diverse population. Like
Yeah.
in comparison to like a lot of the towns you've been in, like it predominantly like elf, dwarf, human, like the standard races. Like there's also been like dragonborn, halfling, beerbalgs, hobgoblins, goblins. Like there are a lot of different types of people in the city.
Have there been Argon folk as well?
Yeah, a couple here and there. Yeah.
Okay, good. I just didn't want Abe to also just be like the only one. I wasn't thinking so much in terms of my race. I was thinking more in terms of my height and my personality.
Well, the height we can't do a lot about.
Don't know if we can do anything about their personality either.
That one's kind of one and done.
I just had an idea.
Yes.
Owen is going to hate.
Oh, I already hate it.
What was the district where there was pickpocketing? Ah, Busker Valley. Wouldn't it be so crazy if there was a group of orphans? A la Oliver Twist. And we
That would be
needed someone
crazy.
to get in on the inside of
Hmm.
those orphans.
I don't know where you'd find a kid though. That'd be really tricky to convince a child to do that for you.
Definitely. It would also be a
Yeah.
little weird if we were to ask a child to do that.
Sure would be weird, so I guess that plan's out.
It does bring
No.
up the question of how do we want to go about this? Do we want to ingratiate ourselves with this other group of thieves?
I think that's a good starting point.
It feels less random than just kind of walking around and hoping to see crime.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe they might have some tips for us, or just, like, and then they seem to have some sort of motivation to want it to be over with as well.
We may
Um,
not have to see crime, though.
To find the leaders?
Perhaps not the leaders, but if we start at the bottom of the food chain, rats will do anything to survive. Find one, make it talk.
Maybe if we went to those houses that burned down in Appletown, we could find some clues.
Perhaps.
It is a suggestion.
No,
Good suggestion.
I do agree, Abe. I just think that's what you would have the most experience with. So that might be the way that, if you want to lead up that charge.
Also, who would like to take the 2 pieces of gear that we got from Captain Janet?
Oh, they're in the bag, but
I think we should each take a pair of manacles.
yes.
But for the healer's kit and this grappling hook, I think I could make great use out of the hook.
I'll say this: I definitely that is a lot of arm strength there. I'm a hard pass on the grappling
Arya,
hook, but
no, it is more
I-
about the finesse of it. I think you
hard
would do
pass.
wonderfully with it, but I understand if you don't want it, and I'm not going to stop you.
I think you can take
well,
it.
maybe
Jack.
you can grapple up somewhere, and then there's the rope down, and I'll just tie it to myself, and then you can just pull me up.
Sounds good. I'm not. Yeah, I think I could lift you.
I could take the healer's kit.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. I
I'm
don't really know.
one
what
of the few of us who doesn't have a way of just, magicking some health points back to people. I can at least
Trained
go
in-
and
with this
stabilize.
kind of kit, though.
Pardon?
Are you trained with this kind of equipment?
Oh, true. Is there a healer's kit proficiency? This is just medicine. I think you
think
just
it-
use the healer's
I think
kit.
it's just, yeah, I don't think there's a proficiency with it, but there is a feat that would allow you to use it better.
Yeah, I definitely don't have that.
Because what do healer kits do for those of us who?
Stabilize somebody without needing
Stabilize
to make a
someone.
medicine check.
Well, considering my performance yesterday, I don't think I should take it. So
Yeah, so to give the full
Because, Arya,
description. Yeah, the kit has 10 uses. As an action, you could expend one use of the kit. Stabilize a creature that has 0 hit points without needing to make the medicine check.
Okay, cool.
yeah, Bria, I think
I
that'd
think
be great.
Azaria's a good fit for it.
Yeah.
I can also
So
move
take that grappling
places
hook,
fast if someone goes down.
And you said, Denny, the grappling hook came with more rope?
Yeah,
It
50
was
feet.
50 feet.
Oh, God, I have an extra 50 feet of rope now? Damn.
Oh, that's a lot of rope, dude.
I have so much rope.
Happy for you.
Thanks. I'm happy for me, too.
All right. So, Christy, for some just some basic like clothes to kind of replace the tabard, like you're looking at 5 silver pieces.
Wonderful. Yeah, I just want something that looks like a little bit less like bright, and also then cover up the mithril armor, because I feel like that's also quite shiny, and that people might have some thoughts about that.
Yeah. The 5 silver would get you a set of common clothes.
Beautiful.
Can I buy the same then?
You may.
Cool.
Wait, can I get him something that looks nicer than the shit that I just put on me?
Sure. I also want to know, what is it that you guys bought?
Just now?
Yeah, like what does it look like? Come on, give us the description.
Oh, well, mine definitely was just meant to be like I think my cloak is fine because it's just kind of a brown cloak, so I keep that on. But it's truly just kind of like I don't know what the fuck they're called. Like like a jerkin?
Like a half t-shirt, half sweater?
Yeah, Danny.
The midway between them?
I was just thinking of something that's like kind of like long enough in the arms that it would cover my armor, but it's just kind of like looks kind of like brown and just kind of basic. Because I don't want to like stand out more than I already do.
Right.
Essentially. But I want to help Abe get something like look nicer if he's into it.
Get him a bow tie.
Get him a bow tie.
I'm not dressing in formal wear.
I just think he'd look really cute with a little bow tie.
Yeah, that's all you buy.
Not that's a look. Not yet, Abe, but hopefully one day we'll go to a masquerade ball and then we'll have a lot of fun with that. I've read about them. They sound stressful, but fun. You know. What kind of stuff do you like to wear, Abe? I know Gideon got you that poncho, but do you want something basic or?
Yes, just something simple. We will be going north soon, and I have a feeling it will be cold.
Do you feel cold?
No.
Okay, so probably furs then. Fur-lined cloak, I guess.
Like hunter style wear?
Yeah. Sure. Thank you, shop clerk.
Oh,
yes,
Abe,
no problem.
I was joking. Okay, that's fine.
Abe doesn't understand sarcasm.
All right.
You don't. Okay, nope.
Yep.
It's fine.
This is where we're at
Can I
now.
buy one thing?
Moving on.
Sure, Anthony. What do you want?
I just want to buy a bag of caltrops.
Like caltrops. All right. How much do they go for?
According to the app I use, 1 gold for a bag of 20.
All right, go for it.
Thank you.
And Abe, yeah, you can get some like hunters like wear for the same 5 silver pieces.
As long as the poncho can fit over it.
Oh, you're trying to put the poncho over it? You didn't tell me that. Okay.
I just assumed it would be obvious.
Yeah, you're so right. Yeah, that's on me.
Right.
About that, never mind. No, it's fine. I was gonna say, we'll make enough money on this that I can buy a bag of holding. But what I really want is, I don't know what it's actually called. I'm just using the crit roll term for it, but the bag of colding, so that Drac can put his disgusting carcasses somewhere and not just.
They're no longer disgusting. I have cleaned them.
They're pretty disgusting.
Drac, we had this argument last time, okay? It's not that I get that the one you have now is clean.
You're looking to the future. I understand.
Okay.
There will be many more trophies.
Yes, that's
There will.
yes, yeah. And so I'm just thinking that perhaps we don't always want you to be covered in gory carcasses. You know what I mean?
All
right.
Great right now.
Yep. Nell's so frustrated with this conversation.
Don't worry.
Where are we
I will make you
going?
a trophy, and you will forget all about this little conversation.
Are we going back to Captain Jenna?
Yeah, I guess it depends which one you
Minute.
want to pursue first. I feel like just because we want to stop meeting with her in person, maybe doing the Thieves Guild first, just to get out of the way, and then we could also do the fire, and then I don't know.
I think they might have the best leads. Let's see if the Thieves Guild knows anything. And we might have to set up a time to meet with him anyways, or meet with them anyways. So let's go set that up, and then we can go to the fire.
Yeah, tell them to meet us at the fire.
Sure.
Not suspicious.
Sounds good. That sounds very suspicious.
Yeah. Fine.
Maybe meet him at a bar.
Try out one of the other menus.
Oh wait, guys, I've read books about this sort of thing. We meet him at the top of the clock tower at midnight.
Is there a clock tower here?
There
Yeah.
is.
There is
There
the
is, actually.
Jack, it's right
I
there.
point to the big clock tower.
pointing up towards the Arcanet Institute. Like there is another spire that is taller than the rest that just shoots up to a four-faced clock tower that's pretty much visible everywhere in the city.
We'll see what they say.
I just really want to see that view. It's fine. Okay.
Let's go back to Janet.
So, making your way back through the busy streets of the Busker Valley, there are a few instances of chaos where just like a merchant stall just get like knocked over, and then everybody panics and like people swarm whatever has fallen off, and just chaos in the streets. You guys kind of like evade and kind of sidestep around shit that's happening in the streets, unless you want to get involved. You carry
Well,
on.
You know that I do, but I feel like everyone's kind of like telling me not to. So like,
Just like dragging Nell along.
They're symptoms. We must find the source.
And
hey,
you carry back on to the guard barracks, and you're once again readmitted in, and Captain Jen is sitting at her desk. And all right, are you all ready to go then?
Yes.
All right. Have you had any thoughts?
so many.
I don't know how the situation's going to go. My contact has told me that if we have a few options for locations that are kind of under their control. They very well could get you into their base. Otherwise, if you want something a little more public.
For now, just to be safe, we should stay somewhere neutral. Don't want to be walking into the belly of the beast.
Like the Easy Eyes clock tower.
Yeah, he's probably not going to go there.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I mean, think about it from the perspective of a leader of a criminal organization going up to a government building and having a meeting on a tourist location.
No one would expect it. It's fine.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, no, I don't want to. Oh, well, it doesn't matter anyways. I rolled bad. What is my persuasion? That's a 10 total.
I mean, do you have inspiration?
Do you want to make this
wanna use
meeting
it
happen?
right
That's
now?
what you want to use inspiration for.
No, because I'll probably die later or something, so I should save it. Sorry,
You
I
could
just
die
got...
at the clock tower.
Oh, think of how cinematic it would be. Abe, you're so right. Let's do it. Just kidding. No, sorry. I got a little caught up in the moment. Wherever they would like to meet is fine. The Jolly Goat or something
Yeah.
equally shitty.
All right. I will get in touch with my contacts, and I'll give you the instructions once they get back to me. So I'm just gonna, and she quickly like writes a letter, and then like yells for one of the guards out the side of the door, And he comes in, and she whispers into his ear, and he takes the letter, and he goes off. She's like, this will just be a few minutes, but he should be back shortly with, hopefully, another letter with the instructions that you'll need.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the name of this organization that we're meeting with?
They're Cowl and
Oh.
Crew.
Cowl and Crew.
Why am I not understanding the words that you're saying?
Cowl and Crew.
When you first said it, I thought you said something about cows. I was like,
Cow and Crew?
cow and crow. I was like, okay.
Ah.
No, indeed. And a few minutes go by, and the guard returns with the letter, and Captain Janet looks up to the lot of you after reading it. So the terms should be agreeable. If you want to head to the Jolly Goat, somebody should meet you there.
How will we know it's the right person?
The letter says, listen for a bird call.
Of course it does.
I just put my hand on Drax's shoulder. Are you gonna be okay?
About what?
Nothing.
Okay.
And I cannot restate this enough. Try not to let them on that that we have a contact inside their institution. And also probably try and limit the amount that you mentioned that you're working with the guards.
Wait,
As
we're
in-
not meeting with that person? Who
thought
are you
we were
meeting with?
I thought we were meeting with your
No.
contact.
No,
Yes.
you
Oh.
are meeting with the leader of the guild themselves.
Oh,
Okay.
straight
Our
to the top.
contact,
Hey,
our contact is the one that's negotiating this arrangement.
Okay.
Who does the guild leader think he's there meeting?
Some mercenaries that have
Hmm.
expressed an interest in wanting to help the city.
Okay.
Okay.
That
Yeah,
was so
so-
close. We almost like fucking blew it.
Yeah, I definitely
we'll
thought
limit
we were meeting
that
with,
discussion
Talked with Janet lately?
to 0.
Okay.
We will not mention that.
Again,
Got a great poker face.
this is another reason why I'm not giving you my contact's name.
Fair.
Understood.
All right. Well,
Shall we?
Just report back to me with the letter system we've established after you talk to this guy. I want to be kept in the loop. Got it?
Noted.
Great.
Yeah.
I haven't seen you. Bye. And they just like stick their head back down in the work.
Is there a side exit we should use?
They look up. There's a back exit through the jail cells.
Now
You
we're
can head
talking.
that way.
Yeah.
So this rectangular room is, there's just like the desk. It's not incredibly well furnished. There's like another smaller desk near this hallway that kind of branches off from this main room. And you head down that main room, and it's not very well lit, but there are a couple of guards standing down the hallway. And as you're walking by these dark rooms that have bars just kind of keeping them in, few people just kind of huddled in corners and just like sitting, waiting around, just kind of like glare at you as you walk by. And the guards kind of nod as you walk on through. And at the end of this hallway, there are a few more turns, and there are like guard barracks. There are shut doors that you can imagine are probably more inventory and equipment. But eventually, you find another door that leads outside. And getting back to the main road from here is just a matter of walking through some alleyways. But you do find your way back to the main road. So, you're heading to Appletown to go to the Jolly Go?
Mm-hmm.
On our way there, I'll kind of try not to draw attention to us as we're walking, but just speak to the other people in the group of, do we want to come up with cover? Are we ruthless murderers as mercenaries? Are we valiant heroes? How comfortable are we with speaking to this man, knowing that he is a criminal?
I don't love it, to be honest. But if this is what is necessary,
I don't think we have to lie that much. We can just tell them that we're mercenaries who came to the town and realized that there was something amiss here and we want to help fix it.
It's not a lie to say that we need the money.
Yeah.
I also
We don't know.
think, having not met this person, I'm not in a place to judge them yet. I mean, clearly they're not on board with what's currently happening. So is there some honor amongst their group as it is?
You'd think if they were like the worst of the worst type people, like having a mole inside, they'd be shutting them down more than letting them operate.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about it, Abe?
I am largely neutral. We are here on business. These three gangs stand in the way of our business.
Yeah, that's pragmatic.
oops, he should do the talking.
Me?
Yes,
They might respect you the most. Oh no.
you are definitely scarier than me.
It will be a slow conversation if I do the talking.
Well,
Well,
they
they
might-
know
they might-
they're meeting with a group, so
they might see something in you that they can connect with, you know? I don't mean that in like a bad way. I just mean that you, perhaps out of all of us, have the most experience with similar things, you know? But we'll have your back if you don't feel comfortable.
it also, though, it does sound like they are a thieves guild, not a group of, fighters.
Murderers. Yeah.
True.
That strength might not actually be what they respect. They're probably cunning, smart, fast, wise. It's easy to kill someone. It's harder to, steal their clothes and get away with it.
So what I'm hearing, Rhea, is that you want to do the talking.
Oh boy, I'm not very good at lying. So I can, but it will be a lot of
Yeah, I don't think we have to lie
as
very
truth
much.
as it is.
I think honestly the best way to do it is just to keep things as close to what is already happening, you know? The other things just simply don't need to be brought up.
I think they
We
and
have things we want to do
have
here.
the same goal. And I think we can
Yeah.
approach this with that.
Yeah. I agree.
Anything more you guys want to discuss? This has been walking and talking, of course.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the time frame is for meeting the person there. I'm assuming we don't have time to stop at the fire location first on the way.
You could try.
No. We might miss it.
Okay. No, we'll do it after.
We can double back to Appletown later.
Well, we're already in Appletown. The meeting's also in Appletown.
But we can double back to the burned down houses later.
Yeah.
I think before we enter, I will cast Detect Magic as a ritual.
That's a great point. I'm gonna cast Mage Armor as well.
All right. Are you setting up your
um,
ritual in the middle of the street?
No, I'm going to find a nice cozy alleyway somewhere that's quiet.
So as you guys make your way into Appletown, it's very much this like very decrepit housing, like one room buildings, ramshackly put together. Shacks is actually a pretty good term for it. More of a shanty town kind of thing. There are bigger buildings that have been put together, but they're just as roughly put together. These might be shops. There are a few inns, but a lot of the places don't look like places you'd want to stick around in very long. And there are a lot of people here as well. Not quite as heavy as the main road, but... And a lot of these people, as you're walking by, they're holding out hands, they're holding out cups. People are asking for coin or for money. And otherwise, people that don't approach you kind of stick in shadows and in alleyways and watch as you walk by. There are some people out and about buying, like, not so quite well-kept vegetables and such, but a lot of apples, as you might figure.
I'll hand out some rations to a couple people as I walk by. Anyone who looks particularly gaunt or down on their luck, especially if there's children, I'll give them food.
Oh yeah, you find like a couple of siblings who are have approached your group and have like asked you for like something to eat, and you give them these rations, and it just...
I'll give away 3 rations.
To them specifically, or?
In total, I'll because I don't know how rations come. I'm assuming it's like dried meats or like nuts and stuff like that. So I'll like distribute it amongst the people we walk by as best I can.
Sure, so 3 uses of your rations. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, a few people, a couple of kids, and you hand them food, and the kids are grateful. You kind of, with your passive perception, you notice that like one other person might have been like, "Oh, thank you," and then as you're kind of walking by, they're like, ah. Like super ungrateful. But this is the kind of feel. There's a sense of greed, a sense of almost like a kind of a crabs in the bucket kind of feeling, like where everybody's trying to one up each other, just at least stay on top, to survive. And that scent of smoke lingers quite heavily in this district, along with some other herbs and maybe unfamiliar scents to some of you. But after a while of walking, you do find one of these larger buildings, and it's the Jolly Go Inn. And you almost missed it, but when you doubled back, you like saw a very small sign above the door that read the Jolly Goat, but it kind of blends in with a lot of the other buildings. What do you do?
Duck behind an alley, do my ritual.
All right.
Go and get
Just
a
need
table.
10 minutes, okay? If someone could just keep an eye.
I don't know if you want to stay out here by yourself.
I'll wait out here
Yeah.
with you.
I can stand at the end of the alley. And as I'm doing that, can I just take a look around and see if anyone's like watching the door of the inn at all?
Sure, go ahead and make a perception check.
Seven. I rolled so bad.
Yeah, so you stand at the entrance of the alley there, and you're just keeping watch. People walk by. Some people kind of like stare at you guys, but then keep going on with their day. But nobody fixates. No one's like approaching you guys. Is anybody else doing anything?
Probably staying with Drac.
Right. The 10 minutes goes by. Drac, your ritual is up.
Let's head inside. I don't like it out here.
Mm-hmm. And you make your way into the building. The door into the Jolly Goat, as you push on it, it kind of like falls off a hinge and kind of like tilts a bit. And you think you might have broken the door. But you continue on in anyway. And this building also has no windows. At least that you were able to see from the front. And walking into the main space here, a lack of light seems to reflect that as well. There are a few torches that are lit, some candles, and the place is very much lit by just firelight. But still quite dingy, quite dark, and the scent of like pipe smoke is heavy in here. And it kind of wafts out the door when you open it. There are some booths, there are tables, and there's a counter behind which is a rather old man who's kind of hunched over the bar, just scrubbing on some plates. And he looks up at you, and you can see he's had a cut across one eye. And he's got this scraggly white hair. Did wherever you'd like.
Find a large booth, I guess. Will fit all of us.
Yeah. There are some people sitting at tables, and they kind of look in the direction of the light that has poured in. And as you all enter, they kind of go back to their own things. Food, card games, some coin being slid across tables. And you guys find yourself a booth. The place isn't busy. There's like one hall that leads out of this room. Otherwise, the door is the only exit.
Guessing there's nothing magical catching my attention within 30 feet.
No, nothing magical has caught your attention.
Okay. I think I'm just going to keep an eye out for weird shit behind us as we're sitting. So I'm going to kind of like slide into the middle of the booth and look out into the bar.
I want to sit at if it's enclosed, I want to sit at the outside edge.
Yeah, so like the booth is like a like you got a round table, and this bench kind of like awkwardly makes its way around like the back side of it. But it's not like a perfect bench. It's like several benches have just been kind of sat together. But yeah, so Drac, you kind of got your eye on the bar. Now you're on the end. 5 minutes go by. No bird call, nobody has tried to approach you. And then from that hallway that was leading to the somewhere else. Not the main door. But a short halfling man kind of walks into the room and makes his way over to a booth. And then you hear he whistles.
The halfling?
Were we supposed to go
Yep.
and sit with him? Is that how it works?
I think so.
It's so obvious. we
hearing
all
that-
stand up.
Well, I'll get up first, then I'll get up and slowly approach the table with the halfling.
How far away is that table from ours?
He's like a couple of booths away.
I'll make a telepathic link with you before you leave.
And when I sit down quietly, I'll be like, I take it you're the person we're to meet with?
So you approach this halfling, and what you see, he's this middle-aged halfling. He's got a bald head and brown eyes and pale skin. He looks quite athletic and has a piercing in his left eyebrow. And he looks up at you and says, "Have a seat."
I'll sit down.
And he's like trying to keep his voice down. Just you?
I have a group of friends. Didn't want to look suspicious, so only I came.
Good call. Yeah. Maybe have them come over one at a time.
And I'll relay that to Ellen. It's like just like one at a time, slowly throughout this. Each of you come over.
How many am I
I'll just
expecting?
take off.
4 more.
4 more, okay. I can deal with that.
I'm gonna stand up and say to Abe, can you help me grab some drinks from the bar for everyone? I just need an extra set of hands. And yeah, I'll head to the bar and just grab like a bunch of ales, essentially. And then once we have them, like then we'll go and sit at the halflings table.
For a series of cups and a pitcher, that's going to be 9 silver pieces, and he gives you what's called the rancid crab porter.
Oh,
I'll put
Cute.
4 silver in.
And he says, "It's just the brand. It's not that bad."
no. I see we went to the same tattoo parlor. I gestured that we have the exact same like cut across our eyes.
Ah. Funny.
Clearly not.
Well, here's your drink. And he hands you a pitcher with like 6 cups.
Thanks. I'll give him. You said it was 9 silver.
Yeah.
I'll
And
just
I
give
gave
him.
him 4.
Okay. So I'll have grabbed it from you. I'll give him a gold instead. So it's kind of like a silver tip.
Thanks. Enjoy.
Thanks. I do love rancid crabs.
While they're doing that, the halfling in front of me, I'll be like, so seems like we have a mutual problem.
At this point, I'm assuming more of you have come over at this point.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna wait a little bit longer.
Yeah,
But
whenever I can.
Drac, what's the radius on your detect magic?
30 feet.
Yeah, you detect quite a few magic items.
And I know the schools.
Yeah, like evocation, transmutation. Those are the primary ones. There might be a not every magic item really has a school, but yeah, an abjuration.
Yeah. And I know how many pings on this guy approximately.
Yeah, about 4.
4. Okay. Walk that and just give a nod to Elowen and stand up and walk over.
Well, I do not want to be alone here. I'm going to very quickly follow.
Okay. And I'm going to position myself in such a way that I can still see the rest of the bar, assuming that I can do that.
Okay. And as you guys come over, the halfling kind of like suggests that you go in from one side. He's keeping an end seat for himself.
Guess as that happens, I end up beside him, scooting around the booth.
Yeah.
Can I take the other end seat?
Sure.
As you're all now in the booth, he looks around the room at the other patrons that are doing their things. He says, sorry, yeah. And he looks to Azaria, who's sitting next to him. You had a question?
I guess it was a bit more of a statement, but just that it seems like from what I've heard, there's something that we can be of help with. that would be taking care of a mutual problem for us, as the recent activities are making it a little hard for a group of mercenaries to get the work that we would expect here.
Okay, so we hear about the other gangs then.
We'll give a nod.
Okay. So, well, if you're new to get in touch with me, you already know who I am.
Well, we know the position you hold. We know nothing about you in particular, although I assume that's how you prefer it.
Yeah, so you're friends with Betsy then. Okay. Well, so I'm Cal of Cowl and Crew. I run the Thieves Guild. And he kind of, as he says that, he kind of like hushes himself and he looks around again, kind of like he almost blew his own cover.
Played himself.
Yeah.
So to be fair, he did name the Thieves Guild after himself. So, all right.
Do we really want these guys' help?
I guess we're gonna find out. It might be all garbage.
But yeah. So he says, well, my name's Cowl anyway. And so what is it you're getting out of this arrangement?
We have business in the city, and these gangs are making it extremely hard for us to do our business. And seems like there could be some money in it for us, which, never goes amiss.
All right, keeping it vague. I can appreciate that. And what is it you need from me to help you, help me, help you?
Told you might know a bit more about the ongoings. What we've done so far, we don't really have any solid leads on these three groups.
Okay, so you just want some info, huh? All right. So, what I'm aware of is that there are three gangs now kind of vying for the control of the city. The Storm Guard, the Mary Hall Gang, and the Shenkurai Syndicate. What I know about these guys...
Repeat those for me.
Also, you're doubling through somebody's mic again.
I know, I don't know what it is.
But yeah, so the three gangs were the Storm Guard, the Mary Hall Gang, and the last one's a bit more complex, the Shenkurai Syndicate. Yeah, the Storm Guard tends to be a bunch of brutes. They're specialists in muggings and brute force tactics, racketeering, that kind of thing. The Mary Hall Gang are a bunch of do-gooders. Say they steal from the rich and give to the needy, that kind of thing. But I don't know if as much gets back to those in need as they say they do. The Shenkurai Syndicate is more of a specialized in sabotaging, spying, and information brokering, that kind of thing.
Oh, then Mary Hall is set up in Scribe Hill.
I haven't really been
Storm-
paying attention to where everybody's at, but
Okay, well, never mind then.
if you've already seen them, then I guess that makes sense. But they all showed up at the same time. They all started messing with my business. But my gang isn't really much for they're not quite as heavily involved in fighting as a lot of these other gangs are, so we're kind of waiting ourselves out, hoping that they'll finish what they're doing here and move on.
Someone who has experience in this sort of thing. This has been your city for a long time. you have any insight on what they'd be hoping to get from this?
Yeah,
What do they think they're going to accomplish?
they've all been invited here by a wealthy patron.
Who?
I don't know.
Fucking wine guy. How do you know they
No.
were invited here by a patron?
Because my gang was also invited to participate in a contract bid.
Hmm.
I, however, opted out.
Would you be willing to share any of the details of how they got in contact with you? What exactly they were offering?
Make a persuasion check.
Would love to. And now I'm going to use that inspiration I had.
I think this is a better choice.
I don't know. I mean, what was the thing
rolled-
earlier?
I roll a nat 20.
Trying to convince this to be on a clock tower.
I roll a nat 20. We all teleport to the clock tower.
Oh my
No.
God.
Happens. Okay, better. I really almost threw it out of the box. 16.
All right, repeat to me what your question was again. You wanted to know how he got, or how he was informed?
Yeah, like the details of like how they contacted him, or like what they sent him, or like what it said, and kind of like what the details of the contract itself was. Just so we can try. Basically, I'm just trying to like pinpoint perhaps like who it was, or like any details about them, so we can hunt them down.
Yeah, I was, as a lot of this subtle work, I was sent a letter. But not just on any paper. What? Part of the reason I know they're a wealthy patron is because they sent this on sending parchment. That being paper that you can write on, and the person who receives it, or who has sent it, will get the writing back on their end on a specific piece of paper. But what they're all here for is they're vying for a smuggling job, so it seems. And whoever can get this contract bid, they'll be set up for a good amount of time.
Do you
know
still
the
have
nature-
the letter?
I do.
Does it work two ways?
Yeah, so if they write on their paper, I'll see it. If I write on my paper, they'll see it.
Would you part with this paper?
Make a persuasion check, Abe.
Come on, Abe. You have inspiration? No.
He looks at you. Depending on how this conversation goes, if we can work something out, maybe. But right now, I'm feeling inclined to keep it. Well,
Do you know the nature of what this client wants to be smuggled?
that I don't know. That, I imagine, will be found out at a later point. But that letter I received...
Could-
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, if, cut off the head of the beast and the rest of it, falls apart, could we use that paper to keep it, that's what you need, but to say that you are interested in this now, get communication going, see if we can at least, what the next step would be and if there's someone we could meet with.
That's what I was thinking as well.
Well, the current arrangement, and he again looks out in the bar and is looking around, and Drac, you and him, neither of you see anybody really suspicious or listening in. He's like,
Blonde.
or blonde.
Anybody in red?
Nobody in red. And yeah, that letter I got, in terms of letting this guy know if I'm interested or not, it'd simply be a matter of completing the job he sent me.
what would that be?
Again, if this goes well, maybe I'll tell you.
Fair enough.
But more about these gangs here. So their actual bosses of these organizations haven't actually shown up for this. They've kind of left some lieutenants in charge. So each gang is being run by a lieutenant here in the city, and they're keeping their heads low until this actual contract bid. Otherwise, their gangs are running amok, just causing mayhem, and doing the jobs that they would have also received on their sending parchments. I reckon, if I were whoever this wealthy patron is, that once the job is done, whoever's got the parchment will receive more details. Otherwise, I imagine the other gangs as well have completed their jobs and are just waiting now.
Repeat part of that for me, Teddy, just so I make sure I understand. So the lieutenants are the ones that are here currently. They're waiting for the actual bosses.
No, so the bosses aren't going to show up. The lieutenants
Okay.
here are in place of the bosses and are the ones acting in charge for these gangs.
Yeah, these are much bigger organizations than just
Right. Okay.
local operation.
And he seems to think that some of them have already completed their job.
Yeah, that's what he's guessing.
Okay. And that once the job is complete, from what he's aware, that then the patron will reach out again for another thing.
Yes.
Okay. Hmm.
So what do you make of that?
Oh. I'd love to take down this patron. Seems like a weasel.
Well, you know, if the patron was taken down, none of them would have any reason to stay. Fair
That would
point.
be very convenient.
That's our thought.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Powell, may I ask a question?
yeah, go ahead.
Why did your band of folks not take on this job?
Mostly because they're messing with our turf. But, also, we're not quite as big as these other organizations that are here, so I don't reckon even if we did get involved, that we'd actually have the resources to make whatever this smuggling job is happen. We just operate in Valambridge.
Understood. Any interesting symbols you've seen recently?
Not on the parchment, no.
But around town? Anything out of place? Any initials that you don't recognize?
No, not particularly, just run-of-the-muck goons.
Side check.
Yeah, go ahead.
24.
Ooh, my own. I got some new dice. I retired the ones that almost killed Christy last time.
Let's do that.
Good.
With the insight check of 24, no, he has not seen any initials around town. He seems to be telling the truth. Okay, so I mean, other than us, if these gangs have theoretically completed their jobs, you could intercept them, interrogate them, get their information that way. Though I suppose, and I'm very hesitant to do this, but if you did want the letter and complete that job, you could get more details that way as well. But it will require you to do a crime, and are you sure you're up to that? You say you're mercenaries, but are you do-gooders or are you fine with a little gray zone?
Crime is only constituted by the socioeconomic class that decides what a crime is.
That sounded like smart words.
I'm saying, at least for myself, I'm okay with a little gray zone.
It would really depend on what it is.
All right. Well.
But,
Now,
I mean, if there's... Oh,
the reason I'm hesitant to give you this letter at all is if you do this, you're going in representing crew and Cowl and crew.
so the other option is to intercept these people.
Yeah, just go nab some of those gang members out in the city and beat the snot out of them. Get what they know.
I just like exchange a look with Abe, like, all right. I will say though, if we did do the job, we would be representing you, but ultimately you don't care about the contract anyway, right?
So here's the thing. This is more of a reputation thing. If you're going there as completing this job, you're going to be going as Cowl and crew. You know what I'm saying? Because there's some sort of meeting happening at some point with these lieutenants, these gangs. And if you're showing up having completed this job, you will be Cowl and crew. So at least look good.
And I think I look great, but
Also, we'd probably have to get you something that looks a little more Cowl and crewy.
Then my potato sack?
just bought this. This is what peasants wear. God. Fair. I suppose my only concern is if we do it the rooting around way, what, other than killing the gang members, what is preventing them from talking to the lieutenants, and then they might know that we're coming to the meeting.
Well, then sounds like you better finish the job after you get your questions. And I don't
What
mean
if-
my job, I mean the job.
Yeah, no, I get it. Thank you.
What if you keep the letter, but tell us what your job is? We don't need to be the one in communication with this patron, but I think having more information about what they're looking for would be helpful for us.
Well, so the iffy thing about that is that the details are going to show up on this paper after you complete the job. And I don't want to see you again.
Well, okay.
We are currently... I am risking myself being out here right now. Because right now, this is Shankarai Syndicate territory. And you know what they're good at? They're good at spying and assassinations.
Then give us the paper. Rid yourself of this inconvenience.
So I thought he said he didn't know where each one of them were.
Oh, I clocked that too.
The fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Am I good at insight? Yeah. What's going on? Did
No,
he just,
no,
did he-
please.
No, I'm not saying it out loud. I'm
Oh,
asking
God.
Teni. Did he make a mistake just now or before when I was trying to like say like where each group was? Or was he like intentionally like pretending like he knew less than he?
Make an insight check.
I will. Yeah. That's my insight. 21.
You get the sense that he had been lying then. Kind of like he was testing you.
Hmm. Can I get a sense of what test? Because I would like to ace it in this moment now that I've caught him.
Like how much you knew and where you might have gotten that information.
Right on. I will hold my tongue.
Character growth.
Thanks. I'll just be like, oh, okay. The syndicate is in Appletown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, sorry, big guy. To go back at you there. Yeah, I mean, it would make more sense if I gave you this letter then. Is that the route you want to go? Because if you take this, I don't want you coming back to me about nothing. You get that job done? Or you'll look pretty bad in the anybody who ends up catching you with it.
I mean, it
I mean,
comes
I
with
think-
clothes. Just kidding. Go ahead.
I think maybe we need to discuss this a bit more. My inclination is
Also, we're losing people in the mics.
The
Please keep your
streets.
voices up.
oh, my inclination is we go for someone in the streets.
Very well.
More direct.
I'll message Rhea in their head.
I agree that I don't really want to do this crime, but I also think that it might be helpful to know exactly what it is they're looking for. If we take this letter from him, do we have to do it, or can we just gather more information from it?
Ping you back, and I'm just like, I just don't want to piss off 4 gangs while we're in this town.
Okay. I'm fine with going the other route then.
I'm like, I ideally only want to piss off the red gang, go after the patron, hopefully not deal with the other 2.
Okay.
There's a moment of silence, and the guy's just like, so what are we doing here?
Look to
Unless anyone else has any objections.
I
think your
can tell that
idea
they were
of-
just talking in each other's heads. So I'll just look at Elowin and Rosaria.
I think the idea of grabbing one of them in the, in the dark, getting a few of their gang members and dealing with them that way is probably the easiest. So we have no idea what they're going to send us to do.
Would knowing the details make you feel better?
If we knew what we were going after, absolutely. But
have those available.
All right, here. And he pulls out this. It's like a blue leather parchment. And lays it out on the table. And again, looks around the room. And you guys can see on the paper, it says, you've been cordially invited to attend a contract bid. The details are as follows. It is a smuggling contract, and this will be a long-term contract. A weekly pay will be made to smuggle goods. Those details will be described at a later meeting. To attend this meeting, you will need to complete the job listed below. In hopes to get in your good graces, I have included a small payment. And hopefully, we will see you, as well as the others who are bidding for this job, later on. And And then, like, the paragraph breaks, and below it reads, "Your job is this. Oh, go to the Orange Lion. Convince the owner to change their supplier of wine. As proof, have the owner rip up the contract and take the pieces. Write on the sending parchment when the job has been done. Keep the pieces of the contract with you for the meeting."
But what are we changing their supplier to, Teni?
Reading the details of the letter, it says, "For extra points, be sure to destroy the Parsifal wine."
Oh, wait.
Yeah, you're thinking of this the wrong way.
Yeah, Parsifal is the current provider.
Parsival's the current provider.
I know. So either it's like a red herring sort of situation where it's like destroy it, so it seems like it wasn't me, or he's got a rival.
A different establishment too. Like,
I know it is. The factor was the wine, not the Orange Lion.
Yeah, I know. Same.
Curious.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a pretty easy job, but it's not really in our repertoire. We're not that kind of a gang. We're more of a go in, grab a thing, and get out. But this is more a get up front and rough a guy up kind of thing.
I mean, I have some ideas. That maybe actually taking this job isn't going to be that hard.
I mean, I'm definitely intrigued by it. I want to know more about. Is there another major wine supplier in this city?
Yeah, the other one is Cliffwell Wines.
Cliffwell.
If I'm suspecting, you're suspecting what I'm suspecting.
Maybe.
Where they are located.
All these fancy wine guys, they have manners outside the city. The guy who this job is saying to smash his bottles, that's the one Lord Pruitt Parsival. He's both of these guys deal in white wine specifically. The other one who owns Cliffwell is Sinric Montaigne. He's an older guy. He kind of bought out the company from the previous Cliffwell family, but he kept the name. So I'm figuring, the patron here is probably this Montaigne guy. Good money in that, so he would have done well, but we're just not ready for that kind of gig.
And no interest of your own to just take out the patron yourself?
Like I said, we're not good at that kind of thing. We're thieves, not murderers.
Okay.
The parchment that he brought out, is that one of the things that was pinging before?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So let's take this parchment and let's pursue this. I have some ideas that might make this actually quite an easy route.
All right, you can take it for 10 gold.
Nah.
All right, 5.
We are doing you a service.
Yeah.
All right, fine, you take it. I was just trying to make a quick buck. What can I say? I tried.
Gotta respect the hustle.
You also mentioned that you want us to look more like those who'd be on your crew.
Well, I mean, just look a bit more, like you'd be in a gang. You don't have to wear our
hood and throw it over my head.
I mean, the hood's a good start.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought I really had nailed it with what I bought today, but apparently not.
You look more like a beggar. I mean, some gangs might operate like that, but we're a bit more, ready.
Okay.
put a hood up.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll also put my hood up.
Some of my hood's just leafy. Don't know if this really looks gang-like.
You know, now that you've done that, y'all, I think you're getting it. I
need a pipe so I can sit in the corner and just let the flames illuminate my face.
Oh, that's classy. That's good. Well, you have anything more for me? Otherwise, I'm moving on.
No,
No,
I
I
think
don't
we
think
are
so.
good.
All right. Again,
We'll never see you again, and you'll never see us again.
also, I don't actually care if you land the contract or not. We're not taking it. But just be sure to make us look good while you're out there.
Of course.
Got it.
All right. Y'all have a good day. And he gets up from the table and walks back down that hallway he'd entered from.
With the initials of the second winery owner.
SM.
CM, actually. Sorry, I didn't spell that out.
Oh. CM, because we are in fantasy world.
So not a K.
No.
Good thought, though.
Anthony, you're really quiet.
It's close though.
All right. So you've acquired this job, and you talked with Cal, and you've kind of got some leads. So what are you guys going to be doing?
Well, Bria has a
Lead.
plan, it seems.
Well, because all we need is the contract ripped up.
Do
These
we want bonus
businesses are
points?
not. I don't care about bonus points. Hell, we could buy some bottles, smash them. I think they're probably too much for me to afford. But I think we start this off diplomatically, talking with the owner. We actually don't need the real contract. We can just make a copy of it, rip it up, say we have it, bring it to the thing. As long as it looks good enough. We also really just need to be at that meeting.
You
I
think
agree.
we can create a convincing enough forgery to convince it? I don't know who.
I mean, I'm hoping Gideon might know someone. He seems to
That's true.
know more people. But I mean, if he could even just show us it, I think it would be a lot easier having the exact thing. We can explain the situation a bit, being like, there are people who want to mess with your business. We're trying to prevent that.
Do you think
Any-
the other gangs got the same job?
My assumption is that we know of 2 of the 3 jobs that the other gangs have done. Release some ghosts, release a fire elemental. So I don't know what the 3rd one was, but
Let's see.
The other two seem far bigger compared to just replacing a winery.
I wonder if there are other establishments here who have also been convinced to switch wineries. Like if it was 4 different wineries or establishments that were selected.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious if there's any benefit to us reaching out to our BFF Parsifal. Because if anyone knows if he's lost contracts, it would be him.
That's true.
Would
Alright.
he tell us?
We're trying to
He's-
help him.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like as a businessman, he would be interested in knowing what's going on.
Yeah, we could talk to him before the owner of the other place. Get him on board too with this fake contract idea.
So ultimately, what are we trying to do here? Are we trying to just take out the patron?
I think that's the
Powell-
easiest. Well, not
Yeah.
the easiest, but if we can take them out, then the other 3 gangs will leave.
So we could also inform Janet like, I don't know. I guess it depends like how difficult it is to get this Cynric person, but if the guards can detain him or something, like,
Mm-hmm.
We
But
can
which
amass
person?
enough evidence against him, maybe.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think we have enough evidence to detain anyone.
But I am also not sure if I completely trust the city guard here.
might have been bought into this, whatever's happening.
They certainly could have. They seem very unwilling to let any sort of movement happen in the city. And they really seem to just be fumbling with what is going on.
Well, it may not be that they're part of it. They could just be incompetent.
I find that hard to believe considering how big this city is and how long this ascendancy has lasted.
Well,
Oh, you're still seated at a table in the Jolly Goat.
I think
What are
we
you
should
doing?
leave.
I'd love to leave. Because
Maybe
it smells.
Gideon's awake now. We can go find him.
Yeah, go to DNR. Wake up Gideon.
All right. So your next course of action is to meet Gideon at DNR?
Yeah, I think so. And I think talking to Percival's a good idea. As much as I don't really like him.
I do think we should keep Jeanette informed.
Oh, and also, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that's a good idea.
Okay, so we can swing by Dingerhausen's, then DNR, and then the Midnight Oil, because at least that's where we last saw Parsival, so we can maybe see if he's performing there again. Anyone else a little bit disappointed that he wasn't the patron, because I really was hoping.
There's still hope.
It may still be.
This could be a whole thing.
I don't know why you hate this man so much.
I just don't like how he approached us.
Some people have an energy that I
Yeah.
simply don't trust. And he...
I will say, for you guys, that is most everyone.
I trust all of you guys.
Rhea has a
That's a
voice.
small percentage of the amount of people we've met.
Well, I just know how to pick them. That's all.
Right. Let's go find Gideon.
Yes.
All right. With this magical parchment in hand, a plan set, and you guys begin making your way out of Appletown, heading towards first Dingerhausen's to do the letter and then Diandar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We'll take this moment to go on break. So, we'll come back here in a few minutes to see this plan kick off into action, and we'll see you all in a few. Bye.
Bye.
Hi there, folks. I just wanted to say thank you all for coming out this evening to watch the stream live if you're here live, or watching the VOD on YouTube afterwards. I just wanted to add, if folks wanted to support the channel, the easiest way to do that is to follow us on the Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/DicelyDND, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, Dicely D&D on YouTube. Thank you all for coming out, and hopefully you're enjoying the stories that we're creating here. I'm having a great time working with these players. They're a lovely bunch, and we should be right back to the game here very shortly, right after this break. So thank you for holding in there, and be sure to go get some water or use the washroom before we get back. So we'll see you in a bit. Thanks, folks. And hello again, everybody. Oh, I tried to make sure everybody was
close.
in the
You
proper
didn't
Hello,
put it
order.
everybody.
at your
I am
service.
Dracul today.
So I think I swapped you two. Yeah.
Beautiful.
We've
Ooh,
got
back to
Orion
me.
again.
Hello,
Whoa,
everybody.
where'd he come from?
I have ascended from the depths of the chat back onto the screen.
Well, welcome back, Orion. I'm sure you caught some of what happened there before the break.
Caught about 2 minutes of it.
That's really all you needed.
I'm in for a
Hey,
treat.
You got it.
So, where we'd left off is that the party was going back to Dingerhassen's to figure out this letter situation. So, that's where we find ourselves. You've all made your way back to the busier streets, the more market-like atmosphere, and you make your way back to your inn. And for sake of getting this all cleanly together, Gideon, you have tried to reconvene with your party, only to find that they're not at Dingerhassen's, but you figure at some point they would return.
Very well.
We're just
Shall we talk about what you've been up to?
Sure. How much time do I have?
So this would have been about, depending on when you would have woke up. We're probably sitting at about like 11 in the morning.
Okay. And okay, sure. Yeah. We'll say he woke up a tad later today, hence why he missed the party. And was probably very confused as to where everybody went. And he probably would have checked to see if the cart was there. Is the cart still there?
You took the cart and Hildy with you to D&R Solutions, and you've still got him.
Okay, cool. Gideon would then get the bug carcass appraised and priced.
Yes. Unfortunately, the appraisal does not yield much from it. About 2 silver and 5 copper.
Rats. I'll keep that in mind. Because I remember we also debated giving it to the Arcanet Institute. So seeing as we're going to get peanuts from it for it from DNR, I'm more inclined to give it to the librarians. And then he would go to DNR and resupply on sales goods. How much gold do you want me to spend? And do you want me to make a list?
Yeah, you know what? Just send me a list of what specifically you're after.
I mean, it's adventuring gear. And then he would probably, because he's also a brewmaker, he would probably load up on malts and hops and some fruits and plants and etc. So that he could make some brew. And we already have water because Drac can just make it, so we're good. And then
you make beer.
Gideon makes beer, yeah. And what else does Gideon do? Right, he would go talk to the hunters, and ask them some stuff about what other kind of hunters there are.
Right. So, in terms of the resupplying, that's you get a deal on the goods to redistribute. So you're looking at about 3 gold pieces.
Cool, because a full supply is 10 GP, I believe. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I will spend my money.
And oh dear, in terms of like asking around about other hunters, like there within DNR there aren't hunters of like specific rank that are like specialized, but just by the fact of some people going after certain contracts a lot, some people kind of find a niche in monster hunting. Like some people go after like lycanthrope creatures, some are more like undead, like monstrosities, kind of like the silver maw you guys tracked down.
Yep. Yeah, okay. There are 2 reasons for him going there. One, to learn more about stuff that he heard about as a kid from those horrible stories that were told, to see which people actually hunt. Because when he worked with DNR, he was doing bounty hunts, which were, for criminals and for wanted peoples.
Yeah.
So he's just looking into what else is on the menu, I suppose, for hunts and whatnot. So he's going to check and see if there are any contracts for any monsters that are terrorizing the local landscape or anything like that.
Yeah, they will have those available. There is one contract currently that is up for a group of worshippers of Mota who have deserted a chapel that is not within Valambridge, but in a village somewhat close, and they've basically just abandoned it and apparently have gone off into the woods. And the contract is actually just to find them. That's one of the only contracts there right now.
Okay. All right. Find worshippers of Moda. Very good. Very good. Then after all of that sort of housekeeping, I think he would return to Dingerhausen's, and he would ask if he could help out around the establishment with cleaning or anything like that, like he said he would on the first day, till everybody comes back. And do legitimate housekeeping.
The innkeeper feels uncomfortable with you asking, so they're just like, you could just sit at a table.
Fine by me. And he goes and sits at a table and probably orders some food and waits very patiently. Probably pulls out his playing cards at one point and plays solitaire or something, and then just very patiently waiting.
Kind of the glass of water style, I'm just waiting here for some friends to show up. They bring you a glass of water, a basket of corn chip nachos, and a little bowl of fried sweet potatoes.
Amazing. Nachos. This is a step up from that last place we went to already. Wonderful. But that's basically it. That's the gist. I don't know how long they were gone, so he would assume they'd be back. So he would get what he needed to get done on his own done.
Right. So you're kind of at the end of your meal when you see a recognizable group of friends come in through the door, though Nell and Abe are wearing slightly different clothing.
What are they wearing specifically?
I also have a poncho now. Just kidding.
I was about to say, is that really a thing? Because I was about to say something.
So, Nell's...
I wish I'd done that now. You have to get one for me. I don't know where to shop for ponchos or how.
So, Nell's wearing some clothing to kind of look a bit more peasant-like, or commoner-like, I suppose is the proper term. Just a pretty generic, tunic, trousers, and the tabard that she was wearing is not there anymore. And then Abe, in addition to the poncho, is also wearing hunter's clothing beneath it.
Okay. Hi everybody.
Gideon!
I know the food at the Midnight Oil was expensive, but Nell, where's your armor? Where's your clothing?
I was really unfortunate.
Why do you all look... Why do you look poor?
I'm wearing the same thing I always wear.
I was like, I don't think I look any poorer than normal.
I may have spent a coin or two while we were out, but...
Gideon has merchant sense.
Yeah.
You've lost money.
He does insight into our wallets.
Yeah.
Look.
Oh, what
Ian,
happened?
It's not my fault. It's just I saw someone on the street and they offered me a really good deal for my armor, and I just figured we need the money. So 15 gold seemed good, right?
I'm gonna give you 2 seconds to tell me that you're lying.
Gideon, you know that I can't lie. And then she starts giggling because she can't lie. And I just like pull up the tunic, like, fine.
Okay. All right.
Trying to blend in a little bit. With
Why are we being watched or something?
Probably.
Probably.
yes.
What?
We hear
just got
Owen
here?
being watched.
Let's get some lunch. We need to fill Gideon in.
We should send our letter first.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I can write it out if you guys want.
Sure,
Or-
we'll go sit with Gideon.
Yeah.
So,
All right. So what are you including in the letter now?
Stop.
Oh,
Hey.
She doesn't need it to be like cryptic at all, right? Like I feel like she did.
I think
specify.
just yeah. Just write it out.
Yeah. I'll get the relevant information. I just don't want Ryan finding out about everything in this way. I wanted us to tell him in character. So.
no worries. So, yeah, we can fill him in then, and you can give the details you gave to the letter after then.
Yeah.
All right. So you write your letter and you hand it to the barkeep, and he kind of nods knowingly, and yeah, he'll get that to where it needs to go.
so Gideon, we went to go talk to Janet this morning.
And how is she doing? Sarcastic as ever, I
Stressed.
assume.
Yeah, she saw the paperwork.
What
So we
I
were
didn't
talking.
understand is that she said her assistant is already gone. And it was like,
I think there's so much crime that everyone is like.
she can't hire another
working.
assistant. Anyway,
Well.
sorry, continue.
There's a lot of crime, and she told us that there are a bunch of new gangs that have recently appeared in the city, and so our way of getting more information about those gangs was to go meet with the leader of an established gang in the city. So we've been in Appletown all morning, which is a scary place, by the way.
Oh, great.
Are you
And
concerned about speaking about this in the open?
Probably.
Yeah. And that's all that happened.
And that's it. Let's go upstairs.
Sure, just
Lunch
2
was great.
seconds.
Okay.
yeah, he finishes his food very quickly and leaves it there. Sure, let's go upstairs.
So we met with the leader of the established thieves guild here in this town, or in this city,
Great.
Cowl, of Cowl and Crew.
I'm sorry, wait a minute. Does this man wear a cowl?
Did he
No.
wear a cowl?
No, in fact, he was bald, and he proudly showed it.
No.
Well, that's a missed opportunity. Carry on.
So based
Um,
on the conversation you guys had with him, he seemed to have a great respect for hoods.
That's true. He did like hoods.
Maybe
And
he
you
has a
just-
hood of invisibility. It's there, it's just
Notice he was
invisible.
carrying a few magic items on him.
I don't think there is a hood of invisibility. I do think I just made that up.
it's literally just like the hood itself is invisible,
Yeah.
so he can
Yeah,
just
yeah, it doesn't
show
make
his
you
balls.
invisible. It is invisible.
Oh,
But when it
shoot.
rains, his head is dry and you see the outline.
Yeah. It's carry on.
Magic item made. It's canon.
Yeah, beautiful.
Jenny, I just remembered that before we left fucking Jolly Goat, I wanted to go down that hallway and
We'll
creep.
have to go back.
I guess.
So what
Also,
did you
when we were
discuss with this
talking,
cowl
Sorry,
fella?
when we were talking out
Well-
in the main hall there, was anyone watching us?
Make a perception check.
Let's go, Buzzy Boy. Ooh, that's 23.
Nope, you saw nobody paying attention. Though there were a few patrons in the place.
Hey, I believe you.
paying attention.
We've been a
and
member of a thieves
actively
guild for
listening are different.
12 minutes, and we've already ruined everything.
Whose fault was that, Ellen?
We are not members. We are contractors.
We are representing them in the games.
The games.
The
games!
games.
But yes, Gideon, we talked with this other Thieves Guild. They're having problems with them too. Thieves Guild, steals stuff. They don't murder. These people, they like to do a lot of murdering and beating people up.
Okay.
And so we found out that there is someone in this town who has essentially started this competition of these 4 guilds for a very lucrative contract. And so we kind of came to an agreement that the easiest way of getting the 3 guilds that are causing the problems in this city would be to deal with the person who has brought them here. We are not planning to kill anyone. We all got manacles to arrest people. But we
Drac
are...
has a grappling hook.
Yeah.
Right
But
now.
we have thought that the easiest way of finding this person is to pose as members of the Cowlin crew and do the first heist that they had, which honestly we can probably do without having to actually do anything illegal.
Okay. You've been busy. So, we're arresting the murderers?
No.
I was
There'd be a
gonna
lot
say-
of people to arrest then. Just the person at the head of this all.
Okay.
There's like one person who's called 4 gangs into here, and 3 of the 4 gangs are the ones that are causing all of the problems in the city right now. So we're thinking if we can take out this person who called them all here, the other 3 gangs won't have any reason to stay, and they'll all leave.
Well, I suppose that's an option. That's an outcome.
Easier
But-
than murdering 3 gangs.
It is, but I think we risk creating another issue entirely, which is if we take out the person at the top, that leaves a power vacuum, and that leaves 3 gangs
There-
warring for power at the top.
No, they're
So-
not in charge of any gang. They are just like a rich, we think, wine owner who is paying them a lot of money to do smuggling jobs for them. They're only here to try and get that contract from him.
You remember that guy that interrupted our meal yesterday?
Yeah, what was his name? Patrick or something?
Arsenal.
Arsenal.
Close enough.
It's him. No, I wish. We think it's like a rival of his, because the job that we were assigned to do is to go to a different pub, I'm guessing, and get the supplier to change, or to get the owner to change their wine supplier to the other guy, which is Sinric Montaigne of Cliffwell Wine. And we get bonus points if we destroy a bunch of Parsifal's wine while we're there.
Did it
We-
actually say... Did the thing actually say to change it to a specific supplier? It just said to change the supplier. So we actually don't know that it is...
Yeah, we're just working
Yeah.
off of the intel that the only other major supplier is Cliffwell. So, although I guess when we get there, we could see maybe my original theory was right in that it is no, it doesn't make any sense. It's fine. Just thinking it is Parsifal, and he changes it, then destroys his own wine.
Yeah, it doesn't make
Fair enough.
sense. Parsifal wouldn't want to destroy his own product
Unless that's what he wants you to think.
unless it's to cover up his own presence. I don't know.
Very convoluted.
I just think that everyone is very untrusting.
I agree.
And now has this vendetta against this poor man who just wanted to see that we were enjoying his wine.
Yeah, look,
Why
I
did he
make
get so close to us?
beer, okay? I've had to ask people if they enjoy it. You
Do
know?
you grab onto the backs of their chairs and loom over them when you ask?
Well, I don't quite go that far, but
Well,
you know,
exactly.
I have knowledge of some kind of social cue. Maybe he does.
Oh, maybe I narrated that scene poorly.
He
I don't
really
think
rubbed
he
me the wrong way
leaned
immediately.
They like just like
recall-
put his arms on the back of the chairs and was just like, "Oh, how's it going?
Why
Are
is
you
he so
enjoying this?"
close?
I
Like the
recall Denny
Joker.
saying that, he leaned over and you could see that he had really sharp canines.
He was eating
what I
a
remember.
baby, and we were like,
Oh,
"Oh
that sounds
boy!"
impressive.
When he was talking about the wine, he was just leering at Nell in a very inappropriate way.
Licking his
And,
lips a lot. It was
Yeah, it was really uncomfortable. And then
Why so serious?
Yeah, that's what I remember. So I don't know what you guys are talking about, but
You want to know how I made this wine?
oh boy. Also, Gideon, I don't know if you care to know, but each gang is in a district. So if you're curious at all about which district belongs to which gang, I can tell you that. But
Sure.
Do we know them all? We only know that the. Do
I
we
know them
know?
all.
Okay.
it was basically just like a little puzzle to put them all together. But Appletown, they're wearing red. They are the Shikrai Syndicate. They are spies that specialize in sabotage. Busker Valley, they are blue. They are the Storm Guard. They are brutes, and they're doing muggings and other beatings and things like that. Scribe
Darn.
Hill is yellow. They are the Merry Hall Gang. They consider themselves to be Robin Hoods, but Cowell believes that they are in fact bad at it, and not much of the wealth that they are stealing is actually going to poor people.
Do we know for sure Mary Hall and Stormguard?
Yeah, because let me see it. This is the order of information.
It's
that we
okay.
got.
I
We got-
trust you.
Okay, we got the
Based on the way that the crimes were described,
yeah, so we
it
got the
seems
colors.
very, very likely that blue is Storm and
Yeah.
Mary is yellow.
Okay.
The colors and the style of crime were given to us by Janet, and then Cowell gave us the names and the crimes that those gangs specialize in. So I just deduced.
I just find it funny that there's a potentially very bombastic, egotistical, and evil person saying that they are the quote-unquote boss of Appletown. You know, I just think that's a funny picture in my mind. Excuse me while I think about that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
But they're also the ones that are leaving bodies in the street, so
Yeah,
Isn't
but
that
they're
great?
they're not the bosses though. So I don't have any familiarity with these groups outside of Valambridge, but that's how Cowell presented it to us, is that these are bigger gangs just in all of the continent, I guess, or I don't know how far they spread. But the actual bosses of these groups aren't here because it's not big enough for them. But there's just lieutenants that are here to initiate the contract bid. So maybe it's like, their first day out kind of thing. They're just going a little hungry with power because their leash is a little bit slack.
So, to kind of reiterate some information that Cal had given you guys, is that the lieutenants are essentially acting as the leaders for these gangs while they're all in the city, and the lieutenants specifically are staying or are keeping a low profile. But due to their not being the true leaders, the gangs are still going crazy with their crime spree.
So what's the plan then?
all we need is a ripped up contract. So we had some talks of talking to Percival, getting him in on this. Otherwise, just talking to the owner of the bar in question, explaining the situation just a little, and either making a forgery of it, or hoping maybe you would know someone with skills in that line. Maybe DNR has people that are, a little shadier working in their bounty hunting. Otherwise, I'm smart enough to know the legalese around a contract, but not necessarily skilled with a forgery kit.
Yeah, my
They just want it ripped up. We bring them a ripped up piece of paper. It says all the things that it's supposed to say.
That's fair. I could ask around, Dinar. I might be able to find something, but again, I was a bounty hunter pretty long ago, so. And it wasn't very long either. So I'll see what I can do, but no promises.
Well,
Okay, what are we doing?
should we contact Percival first? See if he's at the Midnight Inn?
That's what I would like to do.
Yeah.
So to the Midnight Oil for brunch 2.
It's
And
the
then
right time of day.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's one of those things we'll just start eating brunch, and in doing so, it will summon him.
He will appear.
He's like Beetlejuice. You say his name 3 times, you're like, Percival, 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 huh?
Maybe this is a good time to go, though, because he was playing at this time yesterday.
Yeah. I think what's going to happen is that as part of the brunch, they put like a thing in the center that's like a shrimp ring or something like that. And then we all drink our wine and he comes out of the center of the table. It's just like, hey, how is it tasting? Is it good?
She pops
Sure.
out of the cake. He's got like the looks like the white makeup on. Hi.
You're not selling me on this guy.
For real.
He's just Heath Ledger's Joker, but in a nice suit.
But he's a vintner.
But he's a vint. That's right.
To the Midnight Oil.
To the Midnight Oil.
Aw.
All right. So catching Gideon up on all this, it's probably about a half hour. And as you guys make your way back down to the main entry hall of Dingerhassen's and out the door, the barkeep kind of like waves to you guys, like trying to get your attention.
I'll go
Gideon
over.
waves back and continues.
No, I'll go over.
Go over to him.
Oh, yeah. Gideon doesn't know. Let's tell Gideon that we're exchanging letters with Janet via the barkeep because it would look suspicious if we kept going in and out of the guard's place.
Oh, this is. Oh, I like this. Okay.
Yeah. Thus, my peasant clothing, Gideon. That's why I look like a poor.
I didn't say you look like
A
a poor.
poor.
I said you looked poor.
All right, now we're gonna have to have a talk
French.
about classism. Get it? You come from your rich paladin forest with all your metal armor stuff.
Look, I grew up.
Use money! I don't even. It's fine.
Look, I had a big family and we didn't make much money. Okay.
Who was going over to the barkeep?
I was
So-
gonna go.
3, yeah.
We
Okay.
can all go.
Ellen, when you approach the barkeep, he leans over the counter and says, do you just want me to keep the letter back here, or should I slide it in one of your rooms, or...
I can take it for now.
No, I mean,
Maybe
when
in
it
the-
shows up. It hasn't showed
Oh,
up
I
yet.
see.
Yeah, yours is out.
Yes, slip it under my door.
Okay.
That's fine.
And he kind of goes back to what he was doing.
Yeah, I'll go back to the group. Fill them in. As we head off.
All right. So
Head
where are
off
we
for
headed?
brunch too?
We're going
Midnight
to the
Oil.
Midnight Oil first.
Yeah.
All right. So, making your way down and around back to the Scribe Hill district, where it's once again those fancy, smooth, slick streets, and there's a bit more small markets kind of have been set up, and as you're passing these, they're like very specific niche types of markets, like cloth markets, and then as you keep walking, you find another market, and it's like specifically like herbs and food and edible goods. So you can kind of find like there are a lot of smaller markets in this district that are specifically themed around certain goods. As you
Sorry, that just reminded me. I was going to do it way later, but if we're walking past, are there any like people who carve any wood, like wood carvings?
As you're walking past, you do find a crafter's market, and yeah, there's probably a few people around here that do some carving.
Okay, I won't do it right now. I'll make a note of it and I'll come back later because we're in the middle of something. We're gonna miss brunch, so.
Lunch
I'd like
menu
to come
stops
back
at
here
1 p.m.
to the linen area at some point.
All right. So yeah, you guys eventually return to the Midnight Oil, that Art Nouveau, like open windows, very natural light and planters here and there. And are you guys getting brunch again?
No,
If you
just
I don't think so.
Parzival's here.
Please no.
As you
Oh,
guys step inside the establishment, seated upon the stage is not Parzival, actually. It is yet just a student who has been set up with a harpsichord. So there's just this lovely piano string kind of music that is being played, and it's very classical and they are very good at what they do. But you
Is
do
there
You do not
like
see any. Yeah.
a bar or anything in here? Like a innkeeper or something we can speak with?
Yeah, absolutely. This is an inn and restaurant. And-
I guess
yeah.
we can just go up to them then and ask her or them.
Is Parzival playing today?
The elven woman behind the bar, she's got her hair done up in a bun, and it's almost a light blue silver in color. Well, no, we're not. He doesn't have a schedule. He just kind of comes in to check up every once in a while. So it's I mean, he was here yesterday, so I don't reckon he'll be here for maybe a few days.
No. Do you know where he would be? We're trying to get in touch with him.
We really enjoyed his wine.
He's not really an easy man to get a hold of. He has his manor outside the city limits. I mean, most of the manors currently are also kind of hiring additional mercenaries due to all the crime going on, so they're probably a little less accepting of visitors at the moment.
I see. Where outside of the city is his manor?
Towards the on the exiting the west side of the city where the orchards are.
All right. Has anyone talked to you lately about your wine selection?
No, I don't reckon anybody has.
You're happy with the Percival wine?
Oh yes, though, I mean, yeah, yes, absolutely. Make an insight check for me.
I assist with that.
Please.
How would you be assisting?
I also want to make an insight check.
I can tell about
I rolled a 14.
I'm going to try and limit these situations where everybody dogpiles on trying to making the same roll. So I want to know, how are you helping Elowins?
I'm not. I just wanted to make one too.
All right, I'll let you make one too.
Wow, benevolent DM Denny.
Wow.
22.
Well, that's a lot more.
I'm not bad at insight.
No,
Yeah, you can just fine.
it was still good. That being said, though, the way she kind of answered it, it was like she had an additional detail, but it's like, it's probably unprofessional to bring it up. And I think you both kind of clocked that.
Okay.
Okay, so what do you do then?
I guess we'll go. I'll go reconvene with the group, assuming we didn't all walk over there. I guess, and kind of talk about it.
Percival might be harder to get a hold of than we thought. We could try his manor, but they don't seem to know how often he comes in or when he'll be here next.
And that's a trip outside of the city, so I don't know if we want to do that.
And she kind of said people are on high alert right now with all the crime as well. I don't know if us wandering up to a house unannounced is going to go over well.
Well, he was here yesterday checking out, like, you know, how people were liking his wine here. Maybe he, like, just, you know, does the rounds of places that sell his wine. We could just stop by the other tavern.
Mm-hmm.
It's on our note.
She didn't really say anything, but she seemed to have thought something about her wine supplier here as well. She didn't seem to think that she was planning to change anytime soon, but I don't know. There was something off about the way she was answering when I asked her about the wine.
Her supplier not Parsival?
Her supplier is Parsival, yes. That's why I thought she might be a target from one of the other groups of gangs. I'm still going off the assumption that every gang was given the task to change one of the establishment's wine.
Oh, also, Gideon, I would have filled you in that my theory was that each job was different and that we know two of them, which was that one of the jobs was to release the ghosts and the other was to release the fire elemental in the 3 houses in Appletown that burnt down.
I'm sorry, what happened? What?
Right. Oh, we were joking about that. We didn't ever actually tell you for real what happened. This morning when we left the inn, it smelled smoky. We found out the 3 houses like burned down in Appletown. And when we talked to Janet about it, they said there was like a fire elemental that was released or something, but has been since detained by the enforcement side of the Arcanet Institute.
Okay.
Nell didn't do it.
Nell did not open the door today.
Yeah, nothing's happened to me today.
That's good that nothing's happened to you today. Okay.
Denny's eyes. Oh, no.
I mean, I trust that you have not burnt down anything today. That's fine.
Well, thank you so much. I realize that my condition might be a manner of some glibness among some of you, which is hilarious because it is really funny. So funny that my family are trapped in my village because of me. But yeah, you know, not this time.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
Again, I wasn't saying that. Okay.
Let's move on from this.
Nell,
I'm
have a
not
point of
mad.
inspiration.
I'm not mad at Gideon. I'm just kind of looking at Ria being like, great, thank you.
Did you hear that, Christy?
I did.
Okay.
She's just still mad.
I think Nell actually like walks out of the pub at that point as she's saying that. She's like,
Gideon looks to the rest of the party and just goes, I leave for 2 hours. I leave for 2 hours. And he
Man.
goes and follows Nell out.
No.
Yeah, I'll head out too.
and then Nell thinks of something and walks back in.
And one
Sorry.
more thing.
I actually go over to the barkeep. So sorry.
Oh, the innkeeper?
Yes. I don't know if this is gauche to ask, but where is the Orange Lion?
Oh, it's a pub elsewhere in the northern end of the Scribe Hill district here.
Awesome.
They're all right.
Yeah, I've heard they're only so-so. I know that they don't have brunch like yours, but we just have to go and just see that it's terrible, you know, with our own eyes, and then we'll send some business back here instead.
We don't have much to worry about in terms of the brunch department. They're more of a fine dinner establishment.
Maybe we go in a couple hours.
Good to know. Well, no, because you want to grab the owner while no one's there.
Sure.
Does it seem like we drew a lot of attention to ourselves?
I've been hood up this whole time.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Do we look too sketchy?
We're not very good at being subtle.
Very bright.
Yep.
What do you mean?
We're a loud group.
Mm-hmm.
Just as we're leaving, is anyone looking at us from inside the?
Make a perception check.
7.
Oh, buddy.
You kind of give a quick look around, and you kind of realize like looking around also looks suspicious, so you kind of stop.
That's 2 3s. Is my only rolls today.
Oh no.
Brutal. We need to go attack someone.
That's where Abe shines.
That ain't it.
Right, so what are you up to now then?
You want to go to the other place, right?
Yeah.
The orange line.
Wait, what are we doing there? Are we gonna actually try to like rough them up and get them to tear up that contract? What is our plan?
Sorry, I was just going to talk to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
If talking doesn't work.
Then we send Abe in. We're actually just criminals now.
Not yet.
I don't want
haven't done
any
it
of us
yet.
to be criminals.
I don't want to be a criminal.
I don't think I'm morally allowed to be a criminal.
Azaria, what are you planning to tell them?
I'll just ask how things have been with the situation with the gangs in town, like how it's affected their business, and be like, you know, if they seem to complain about things, be like, I might have a solution that can help get rid of it. I think be honest about what's going on with the situation in terms of what they want of this place. We need a copy of their contract. We need something that looks good enough. That, hell, we get it ripped up fine enough also. It's going to be really hard to tell it was, you know, what exactly it was.
Okay.
Okay, so you're proceeding to the Orange Lion then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So, going past the Arcanet Institute hill, and you pass by more like very nice residential areas, as well as some what appear to be more civil, like law buildings. Like they're rather grand in their architecture, more of that same the alabaster stone for a lot of those buildings of law and such. And going past all these, you get to more restaurants, more entertainment districts, a small theater, and past all that, you get to a very, on the outside, it's almost reminiscent of a, I don't know if anybody's familiar with like the ballroom from Disneyland, but it's like a white building that has like this beautiful looking dome on top. And when you step inside, like it's just more of this white architecture and just like columns that are intricate and mirrors on walls that just make the space appear huge. And there are fancy tables set up everywhere. And as you walk in, there is a this kind of almost a donut of a counter, but with an opening that a person can walk in and out of. And in that counter space, kind of as people are walking by with silverware and wine glasses and such, there's this tabaxi man who is orange in coloration, and he has done his hair in a way so that it kind of fluffs out around his head. Clearly not lion looking in his face, but he has done his hair to look like it. So all
What's
these
his
people are
name?
rushing by. What's that?
What's his name, Denny?
I don't know. You gotta ask him, Christy.
This man
I'm
doesn't have a
good.
name tag.
You're wearing a little collar.
If he has a collar, it's hidden under the hair.
Yeah, I know that struggle. From my cat. Looks like
Probably
this-
good clarification.
cat
it's like
that looks like this gentleman.
Oh, I see why you're asking. No, it's not Reginald.
No.
Sorry,
I don't want to
guys.
talk to him then.
Let's leave.
Game
Why
over.
is he orange? Why is he orange
game
then?
over.
Huh?
I resent this.
And as you guys enter into the space, he kind of looks in your direction. Hello, we are not currently open.
Oh, sorry, are you the owner of this establishment?
Yes, I am. Jeti Vissier. And if you would like to come back during our operational hours, we will be happy to help you then.
Actually, I think what you could help me with would be easier done now. Could we talk just for a moment?
This business is very tiring, you know. There is so much to be done for the dinner rush as the people live the city across the street here, and it better be quick.
Oh.
And he like steps out from this donut counter and comes around to get closer to you guys.
You know, things in the town have kind of been tough lately with the gangs coming in. A lot more crime. We
Yes.
have reason to believe that some of them might want to cause problems for your establishment.
But that is no good.
And we're hoping that you would be willing to cooperate with us. We could work together. We want to just deal with them. And hopefully we have business in town that they're kind of getting in the way of. But we need some assistance that surprisingly only you can provide.
Make a persuasion check.
I'm not good at this. I'm not good at this. 7 sounds about right.
I'm sorry.
Inspiration?
I'm sorry. Am I misreading the situation? Are you threatening my business?
I'm gonna step in.
Oh, hold on.
Sorry. No. Sorry. I think it's just a misunderstanding. That's all. We personally are not threatening your business, but there are others who are trying to, and we just wanted to help you with the situation.
And
I think we're being too vague.
think of it like this. If you help us, you'll be a hero. And what brings people to a restaurant like a little bit of celebrity?
But in the reality of everything also, all we actually need is a forgery of your contract with Parsival's Wine.
All right. So going back to Gideon, go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Please. Do I have inspiration? Yes, I'm doing it. I hate roll 20.
Come on, give us your numbers. What'd you get?
10 and 9. Take your pick.
Woo!
Well, I mean,
You know what? That's it. I'm retiring roll 20 dice. I'm using this thing from now
You
on.
said that last time.
No, I got it's right here. It's in my hands. I will sign the contract right now. It's on the session notes. Roll20 is retired.
If you are not with the guard, I would suggest you leave.
We say we're not with the guard.
You don't look like you're with the guard.
Well, we've been hired by Captain Jennett.
Where's your proof?
Great question.
If you do
All
not
right.
want trouble, Bucks, I would
Let's
suggest
just-
you get about your day and let me
Now,
get back to my work.
watch your language. Watch your language.
But I
Everybody,
said
let's just
Fox.
leave.
Whoa,
Let's
stop
just-
swearing.
What did you say? Fox? Fox?
Keep your
Let's leave. Let's leave this gentleman to his business.
First, it's getting for the rush, and then all of this bullshit. And then he just goes back to the counter and kind of like watches you guys from the corner of his eye as you leave.
I'll look to the rest of the group.
Oh, we're leaving.
Gideon says apologies as he leaves.
Yeah.
All your wine gets smashed by someone else. Don't come crying to us.
It ain't my fucking problem now.
Yup.
Okay, so that did not go well.
No.
Yeah, he's stubborn.
We want to send in an Abe?
To do what? Turn him into
Get the
toothpaste?
More
contract.
convincing.
Turn him into ragu? What?
Like, do we know if they have a physical contract where it might be kept?
Could make
His
like
office?
the cowl in the crew.
Because we could maybe just sneak in and take it.
Not criminals. Okay. We're not
I
going
was
to
hoping to
extort.
do
But
this
for the
without
greater
being
good.
criminals.
We are literally doing this to help this man.
Okay, but
Yeah, but
he doesn't
he doesn't
know
know that.
the situation. I guess my question is, how much are we willing to share with him? Because I wasn't entirely sure how.
I'm pretty sure Janet told us not to let people know we were working with her also.
Oh, for sure, she said not to, but he didn't believe us anyways, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, and we are not protected if we break the law.
That's right.
True.
I'd rather not resort to the methods of those we're trying to stop them.
Yeah.
Somebody said it. Somebody a lot smarter than me, but they've said the path to hell is paved with good intentions. So I would like to not walk that path. Thank you very much.
Okay, well, Gideon, our options are figure out a way to get a hold of this contract and rip it up, or go rough up a bunch of gang members and see if they can get us to get them to tell us what the next step in this quest is.
Yeah, we could just kill him.
How is that not?
I'm kidding. All right, let's rough him up, okay?
Wait.
Really? You think roughing them up is better than stealing a contract from this guy?
We can rough them up, we just can't kill them.
That's right.
We'd have to rough them up and then arrest them so that they don't go back to their gang and tell them that we're on the prowl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Either
Alright then,
Elowen
sure.
or Drac
Okay.
have any sort of disguise spells?
I can be pretty sneaky.
I can cast invisibility. That's
No.
why I was thinking we could try to sneak in there.
That's not what I'm asking. Do either of you have spells that can disguise me?
No, I cannot do that.
No.
I'm sorry.
Cool. I would love to go back in and be diplomatic, but I think our chances with that are ruined
Yeah.
now, unfortunately.
I can be pretty quick on my feet. Pretty quiet, too. I'm gonna have to take this hat off and poncho off, get a little darker clothing. But yeah, I can be sneaky. I'm gonna have to dress like you lot right now. Looks at your clothing. Jeez.
Probably wearing the same thing.
Drac, you're fine. You're fine.
Thank you.
I like it. The green, the gold goes great.
Well, Gideon, I am sorry that I am not wearing a fun little poncho, okay?
I like your armor. The red is great.
It's orange. And the thing is that we are trying to be subtle and we're really killing it. Firstly, let me just say. And yeah, you know, I am inexperienced with trying to be a criminal or sneaky. So you tell me what I could be doing better, because my instinct was, hey, don't roll up places in mithril armor because it seems like it's perhaps a bit unique. But if I could be doing something better, Gideon, please tell me.
You could turn the volume down just a little bit.
Noted. And I'm just gonna... I'm walking
Walk away for the third time today.
Out of character, I need to apologize to Nell is all I'm sitting here thinking.
I think this is your fault, Rhea.
Oh, this is absolutely my fault. You know, I'm used to
Gideon looks at the
siblings that are fey.
What did I do?
Everyone's tricks. No, it's me. We poke fun at each other. Mischievous people, you know, chaotic intentions.
Okay. I'm getting like the brunt of this here. Can you amend this while I go buy some dark clothing, please? I'll be back.
You do that, and yeah, it's Nell has stormed off from the group. I will catch up to Nell and be like, Nell, can I talk to you for 1 second?
Sure.
I'm really sorry. I'm used to handling situations with, you know, a little bit of jokes and humor once I'm close to people. And I think I pushed a little too much. I didn't mean to make light of your situation.
I understand. I do. I might end up doing the same thing in certain moments, but this is still a little bit too fresh for me to joke about right now, especially because this current situation that we're in, we need to get it solved so that I can go and do some fucking research and try and figure some stuff out. So I just want to get it over with.
No, but I just want to say I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I realize also Gideon's taking a lot of the brunt for something that I caused.
A little bit. But I just don't understand why he hates what I'm wearing so much. It's not like, I'm not thinking it's like cute or anything. I'm wearing it.
It makes sense.
Practical. Like, what does he want?
I get you.
Gideon, look, what she's wearing is very practical, and I really think you gotta stop ragging on her for it.
It is practical. It is. It's very nice. I get it.
Here's what she wears. It's her clothing.
I like her armor and her tunic and all that stuff.
Okay.
Just the dark crap. Not gonna use it, are you? All right, whatever. Are we gonna rebrand? Are we the Dark Seekers of Sicromund now? Is that it?
She has a giant emblem of do-gooders on the front of her chest. I think it makes sense that she wanted to cover that up while we did some like shady stuff.
I know. Fine. Okay. All right.
So did you guys all leave Abe by himself?
I haven't left to go buy my clothes yet.
We've all left Abe. What does Abe do?
Here we have Abe's adventure.
By himself.
Oh, Abe's like, well, all right, cracks some knuckles.
Yeah, Abe just,
I'm going back in there.
We come back. There is just a tiger leopard pelt thing there.
Oh no.
A ripped up contract.
Tony the tiger is no more.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna dress at your level. I have to go buy those clothes, though. Excuse me. Kidding. I'm kidding. He walks away. Gideon's gonna go buy some dark clothing.
Who are you talking to?
No, I'm the only one there.
Yeah, it's like...
I'm gonna go buy clothes.
Okay, bye.
If the plan is that he sneaks in, couldn't you just invisible him?
Yeah, I definitely could.
Yeah.
But he's in a weird
doesn't know how
state
your
right
magic
now.
works.
Everyone's in a really weird headspace
Oh, do
today.
you want to do that to me and I can go sneak in?
Gideon's flustered, bro. He's got yelled at. He's gonna buy some fucking clothes, bro.
Well, and actually, it does make sense. The thief guy did want us to look more like thieves, so.
I thought you said beef guy. Which works because I thought his name was Cow at first. So it's all coming together.
All right, Danny, slap me with a price tag.
All right. If you're buying clothes similar to Nell's, you're paying 5 silver pieces for common clothing. You're getting it in dark material. That's totally fine.
Cool.
Can I go to like the market district and find an orange feather?
Interesting. Ooh. Rolling dice. Yes, you most certainly may. There is a person who explicitly deals with exotic feathers.
Nice.
Great. Yeah, just one. Thanks.
Great. Well, that'll be a copper piece.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, sir.
I rolled a percentile to see if such a person was there. I rolled a 96 and I was like, damn, they're there.
Nice.
Wonderful. And then as Gideon's wrapping up buying his sneaking clothes, I'll walk up and I'll hand him an orange feather. I'm sorry I yelled at you, but it's been a long day. I'm glad you like the color orange. I hope this works in your hat.
Gideon does his very best to not crack in any way, and he just says, thank you, now. Thank you.
It's just no one wanted to do my cool thing of doing the crime in the clock tower. And I thought it
People
would
don't
really
yell
fun.
don't yell about crime in the middle of a city now.
Crime!
Everyone's doing crime. It's fine.
That's it. This is the end of the campaign.
Crime!
You're all arrested.
Don't yell about doing crime in the middle of a crowded place, for starters, okay?
Okay.
All right? Like, you wanted me to give you some actual advice. That's a piece, okay?
Got it.
Thank you for the feather. It means a lot. I hope whatever's going on is going a little better. Cause my God.
I just think I'm in way over my head here, and I'm so sorry. I just thought I was doing the right thing, but trying to not look as much like me during
That's okay.
this.
No, it's okay. You can. Hey, it's fine. It's fine. You can. You're pulling it off. It's fine. Okay. I was just poking fun at the clothing. It's fine. It's not that bad.
I know it's ugly. It's just for right now.
It's okay. Hey, look, I'm not wearing my poncho or anything right now like that. Okay, I'm just in dark clothing now. Look at me. All right, I look like.
Yeah.
I don't know what I look like. I look like someone who's just gonna go mug somebody or something like that. I don't know.
If you want to help me buy a poncho later, that would be fine.
Is everybody gonna wear ponchos now? I mean, I'm okay with it, but
Not wearing a poncho.
we got a problem with ponchos.
Plans.
Where'd it come from?
Yeah. No.
We're shouting down from the hill.
We're gonna buy
From the clock tower.
I used the grappling hook to get up there.
you motherfuckers went to that clock tower. That made me so pissed. We are gonna buy Abe a bow tie because hopefully at some point we'll go to a masquerade ball.
Oh, that'd be adorable.
Yes. It was Elwyn's idea. I don't want to take credit for that one.
Yeah, she is smart. I'll give her that.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, let's
Stealing from this guy, or
sneak. Yeah, let's sneak. Let's do that.
Okay. Are you good at this?
No, I'm not sneaking. I should have talked to him in the first place, but I did not do so. So
That's
my
okay.
skill set is out the window now.
I'm pretty good with people too, and he was just not picking up what I was putting down. So, that's fine. Okay. Let's reconvene, figure out where I'm going and why, and what I'm doing,
taste
and
this
we'll
joint.
execute. Let's case the joint.
Looking for
So,
entrances.
did
exits,
everybody leave,
windows.
Ave?
Gideon left.
I think
I don't
Drac
think.
was
Yeah, I
with
think.
you.
I think I'm still there too. Gideon walked away
I
from
stayed
me.
with Abe like out front. I'm assuming that was Gideon and Nell coming back to us.
So we've just been standing in front of this place for like a
Everyone
good
walked
40
away.
minutes.
Totally subtle. We're good at this.
Yeah, Drac and Abe, at some point, a couple of guards show up to the place. Hi there, is everything all right?
Around, like, oh, yes, we're fine. Thank you.
All right, no
We're
soliciting.
waiting
Be
for
on
the
your way.
dinner.
You can wait elsewhere. We've been told there's been some complaints in the area, so
Oh, okay. Well, hope you find whoever caused them.
and
Walk, like,
they walk
4
past you and
feet
go into
away.
the building.
Okay. See my friends coming.
Yeah, everybody starts reconvening.
Some
All
guards
right,
just
how do I
went
look?
inside.
Do I look sneaky?
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Yeah, some
Gideon
guards
has a little
just went
hood,
inside.
puts his hood up.
So
So we have been standing out front of this restaurant. The guards have seen us.
Oh,
the
good.
owner knows who we are,
Double good.
and we're going to try to steal their contract.
Sounds about right. Any questions?
And we don't expect them to put 2 and 2 together.
No, Abe makes a great point. If we could get in there and still try to make a copy of that contract, that's not a bad
Yeah, we don't need
plan.
to steal anything then.
Yeah.
There might be a return policy on these clothes. I don't know.
Well, is
We still
anyone
need
good
the
at
clothes.
forgery?
Okay.
That's not my department.
I need a reminder of what exactly the sending parchment said.
So-
So
The specific phrasing on the sending parchment: rough up the orange lion, convince the owner to change their supplier, and as proof, have the owner rip up the contract and take the pieces. Right on the sending parchment when the job is done. Keep the pieces of the contract with you for the meeting.
We have to lie about a lot of things to get to the point where we
But-
just have pieces of contract.
There's actually... We just want to get to the meeting, right?
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Just write yes on the sending paper. We don't need any of this stuff. They'll tell us where the meeting is that we bring the stuff to. We deal with the people there who are all bad people.
Unless they have
We
eyes
could
on us.
invisibility our way into that meeting, Ryan or Gideon.
Unless they have some
Your
way of
quotes might
seeing
be
this, but
useful,
then
yeah.
they're also... If they have some way of seeing this, they're also seeing the fact that we are not trying to rough them up like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, we've blown that already. But
We could
have we
try
just
that.
overcomplicated this all?
Azaria, make an intelligence check for me.
Sure. Intelligence. 22.
Part of that mission objective says keep the pieces of the contract with you for the meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on how you go about this, there may be consequences if you don't show up with them. But if you're sneaking in, it is viable.
There could be problems for the Cowlin crew if we say that we did it and then no one ever shows up from their faction and their guild. And then we have an entire gang that's mad at us.
the other thing too is that we need to collect evidence to get this patron like for the guards. Like they need to have something, right? So at the very least, like by going in, we can see if we're actually on the right track going after Sinric.
We could also give up on this whole thing and just do the other option and try to go arrest a couple of the red guys in Appletown.
That's true. I mean, I feel like both Abe and myself, probably at this point, are ready to like beat someone up. So, right, Abe?
I am learning that we are on a very small timer. Whatever we spend time doing takes time away from other things.
So, what's your preference?
Likely the direct approach.
Feels like.
He is in there. We do as the contract says.
I was going to say we just lie and say that we did it. So we get the address and then we can just sneak our way in.
Rough those people up.
There's a lot of people that are against us.
We don't know how many of them are going to be in there.
I'm more concerned about the gang that we're gonna throw in hot water if we do this.
Yeah.
But
Do we
also-
know how many members are here of this gang?
I mean, they are just in Valambridge. He told us that, but I mean, I don't know if we want to set ourselves up so that we can never come back to this city.
Yeah, that would be not so
But-
good.
If we find the address, and I say this very quietly, we could tip the guards off to where it is, and they could round up every single one of the gang members.
You think so?
I know I've said I haven't trusted these guards so far, but if they can collapse on a single meeting point, I think they can probably get them all.
Once again, though, that will kind of all fall back on the Crown and or the Cowl and crew if things go awry. Then they
Do
will
we
have.
really care? They're criminals too.
I know,
We
but
need to
yeah,
come
they're
back
criminals
here, I
who would
think we
hate
do.
us.
They're thieves. They said themselves. They don't murder and kill people.
Are we
They
still
just
in
steal from people and then they
Scribe
die of starvation. It's great.
You sure are in Scribe Hill still.
Hill? Cool. Can we
Nobody
like
has
be-
specified walking.
Can we have been walking towards Busker Valley?
Sure, where's your destination intended?
Back to the inn.
Back to the inn, I think, for now.
We could. Well, I guess we wrote.
I was just gonna say, once we're in Busker Valley, can I just be looking out for anyone in blue?
Sure, go ahead and make a perception check for me.
17.
17. All right. As you're walking through Busker Valley, you're walking through the crowds, and as you're getting somewhat close to the district, one of the nearby vendor booths explodes into flame, and people scream, and everybody is looking in that direction. And who has the parchment on them?
Probably Rhea?
Me.
Yeah, I think Rhea.
All right, Rhea, what is your passive
I
perception?
aged 30 years. The passive perception is like 14, I want to say. Yeah, 14.
So as everybody panics and looks in the direction of that vendor's booth, Nell, Azaria, and anybody with a passive perception of 14 or more, you see as a small little figure has jumped up onto Azaria, grabbed this parchment out of wherever you were keeping it, and is booking it. It is this small creature, like 3 feet tall, and it is just weaving between the legs of everybody while they're distracted.
I'm catching that motherfucker
Yeah,
right now.
We're running.
I
Yeah,
take
I'm
off.
running.
Gideon
Yeah.
shoots him.
Also, as we start running, I turn to Rhea.
Crowded
I'm
streets,
like,
Gideon, by the way.
Gideon's a good shot. Gideon shoots him.
Swerving through legs. All right, go ahead and kill somebody for me. I'm not... You cannot make this shot.
Bye!
Not yet.
But as we take off running, I turn to Rhea. I'm like, I didn't blow up that cart.
I give you a high five for making a joke like that. Like I'm like, yeah, no. And then I start action dashing, bonus action dashing.
Yeah.
I'm going as fast as my weak legs take me.
40.
Where are we going?
Yeah, how far is this guy
After the
by
thing?
the time we catch or we go after him?
What thing?
Oh, shit, we're doing a chase, yo!
Doing a chase!
Ooh.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we will be starting up next session with a grand old chase scene. I also realized I had the wrong Roll20 activated. There we go.
What?
Yeah, so-
Oh, yeah, baby.
Frig, there's so much I gotta fix here. What is going on?
Like that's covering. There. Now I'm here.
Yeah, there we go. So,
Holy, this
As-
looks sweet.
you've all noticed this little creature just straight up steal that parchment and just book it. You all begin weaving your way through these crowds as they're dealing with this sudden fire that has broken out. And we're going to be starting our next session off with a grand old chase. Using the
Cannot
rules,
wait.
using a combination of rules created by hipsters and dragons.
Nice.
Awesome.
Also, I
All
love the way this is set up because it looks like we're all racing against each other. It's like, I'm going to win.
Oh, we are.
Like the lizard race from episode 2.
But real.
But for real.
Shit.
We are the
Sorry,
lizard.
when you described that guy like hopped off of his Zarya, I was like, oh, Gideon's just gonna shoot him out of the air when he jumps off. I was like, no problem. Gideon skeet shot before.
Not a problem at all.
Not a problem. Dome him right away.
Yeah.
But you mentioned that he got a little farther ahead, and I'm like, oh, okay. Okay.
I'm so excited.
I looked at my perception, it's 13. Ooh.
Oh,
So I probably
Yeah.
didn't see it then.
Oh, mine
No, you
too.
Mine
did
is
not.
12, so I don't know what happened.
Yeah, me also.
Mine's
Well,
just
3 of us saw it.
3 of us started running.
Yeah,
Yeah.
suddenly the party is just booking it. Oh boy. All right. Well, I mean, I think the next time we're going to get together is probably a little iffy in terms of like everyone's availability. So we'll see who can make it, see who can't. It might not be 2 weeks, but we shall see what this ends up being.
We'll certainly try.
Oh, for sure. Oh dear, I felt like there was something I wanted to throw in on the end of that. Did I mention that all the music you probably heard today is provided by Tabletop Audio? I don't know if I did. There it is. Oh, crud. What is the additional thing I wanted to say? I don't recall.
I'm on TikTok.
Hey, Ryan, provide your announcement. Yeah, that's an announcement.
What's up? I'm on TikTok now. Follow me, bro. The Fantastic Fiend. That's it. Goodbye.
There we go. Yeah, and I've been having a lot of fun on TikTok too, so follow me there as well. I usually post clips of these streams over there. They're great. It's been a lot of fun. Wow, I can't believe we ended off on this. Oh boy.
After party.
Yes, we better get to the after party and talk about what's going on here. So,
And the people should check out After Party.
Yes.
and yes, this will be out next Saturday. For those of you who are here live, thank you for being here. We always love you being here. We appreciate you immensely. I'm so happy. Oh, Ryan, I guess this is news to you. The YouTube channel's over 200 subscribers now.
oh, let's go.
Yeah. But yeah. Oh, I remember what it was. Happy Canadian Thanksgiving.
Ah,
There you
nice.
go.
Right.
I was like, there's something happening.
Something's happening this weekend.
Why?
Clearly not in my brain, there wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh. All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. And until next time, follow the social media to see where we end up landing on this live stream or pre-recorded date. We will keep you posted. But yeah, keep up and we'll, as I already said, keep you posted. Wow, this is awkward. All right, let's get out of here. Bye, everybody.
Let's cut it off.
See ya.